The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix.
Good afternoon. It's a Tuesday.
Sound like old Bob Uecker there. Ready for some playoff baseball.
Just a bit outside.
Yeah, that's what they were saying last night. Did you see that game last night? Baseball's been played for 1,000 years, and for the first time ever, you had a double play off the wall and the missed cutoff. It was wild stuff that you see. I didn't see that live, obviously, because I was at the Papa Roach and Shinedown concert.
Papa Roach.
Missed Wemby's debut, but thank goodness for Twitter and for your phone. So I was able to watch the Monday Night Football game on my phone, win my fantasy game against Rudy J by less than a point.
Wow.
And then see all the Wemby highlights, which were incredible.
No, the guy was incredible. I had a chance to watch some of that live as I flipped back and forth. And I probably should have just stayed on the basketball game because the football game really sucked. But
somebody must have the Packers. How many interceptions did he throw?
I believe
He's trash. We got to move on from that guy. 3 interceptions in a game. That guy's a bum.
How long has he been in the league?
Well,
how long? How long?
Not 8 years.
Is this his first year?
Not 8 years.
Not 8 years.
Not 8 years.
Jerry Jones. And I can't wait to get into that in a minute. You heard it in Sports Center.
Uh-huh.
Dak's the guy.
We could hear it again. I mean, Dak is the guy, according to Jerry Jones.
Do we have that quarterback? Let me be very affirmative. I completely believe that we have the quarterback that can take us where we want to go.
And where is it that you want to go, Jerry? I mean, because you not only said it, you doubled down on Dak.
Dak Prescott is a quarterback that can get us to the Super Bowl.
That's where you want to go.
That's the way that's going to be.
The Delusional Jerry hotline is open for you at 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776.
Jerry, I love you. I've always loved you. But Jerry has no choice.
Well, that's it. He's stuck.
That's the problem. He has to come out and say that. And if we ask Steven the same thing when he joins us on Thursday at 4:30, as he does every Thursday, by the way, right here on the Blitz, he's going to say the same thing.
I'm glad you guys are finally coming around to what I've been saying for years. And it's I was a Dak guy until I wasn't. And I'm not a Dak playoff guy. I call him playoff Prescott, have for years.
Wow.
But I also deal in reality that when you look at that contract that Dak has, they cannot move on from him. They are married. There is no divorce coming anytime soon. So how do you survive and get to your ultimate goal of a Super Bowl with Dak Prescott as your quarterback? Heard Rob Thompson this morning on R&R in the morning just go off on Dak. He is doner with Dak than he is with Jimbo, and I didn't think that was possible. And go watch the video that they put up. I mean, I've worked with Rob a long time, and I've not seen Rob lose his mind quite like that.
I am so happy that Rob, because he's almost as big a Cowboy fan as you are, and I'm so happy that he has come around to the fact that Dak Prescott ain't the guy. He's not it. He is as Rob said this morning, the common denominator, and he can't get it done. And I don't know when or what you have to do or how much money you have to leave on the table. I'm not sure, but he's not the guy. And when the Cowboys get their asses handed to them again this week by these, whatever the Chargers are
Los
called,
Angeles Chargers,
whatever they are these days, then again, we're going to have this discussion.
All right, but here's the thing. You're so wrong, and Rob Thompson is so wrong. The common denominator is not Dak Prescott. It is Jerry freaking Jones. It is Jerry Jones. That is the common denominator.
Don't talk bad about Jerry Jones.
When you look, because you love Jerry so much.
Jerry Jones.
I mean, you look at Tony Romo and Dak Prescott have had a lot of the same issues, and it was lack of playoff success with some incredible regular season numbers. So, yes, Jason Garrett to Mike McCarthy, that you could say Dak Prescott's the common denominator. But when you look at the failures of this franchise post Jimmy Johnson, the only common denominator is the guy signing contracts for like Dak Prescott in which you can't get out of.
It's a horrible deal. And I don't know who credit Dak's agent for talking Jerry into that or completely just bamboozling Jerry Jones, which probably doesn't happen a lot, but Dak has done that. Wow. He's hypnotized him. He's got pictures of goats and Jerry and Johnny Walker Black.
Just because he's from Arkansas doesn't mean there's goats involved.
There could be.
I mean, look, Dak Prescott earned that contract. Dak Prescott was playing extremely good football, held out, bet on himself, and he got that deal. Dak Prescott hasn't quite been the same since he broke his leg. And you look at, all right, well, they figured, was it Kellen Moore? Was that the problem with the offense? Mike McCarthy, I'm going to call the plays now. And it feels like this offense has taken a step back, is not firing on all cylinders. I mean, when Mike McCarthy said he didn't want to light up the scoreboard, I didn't know that he was actually serious about that. 10 points in a game? Well, you accomplished your goal, Mike. You did exactly what you said you were going to do, not light up the scoreboard.
Well, when a man says what he's going to do, you might want to trust him.
That's he exactly also said they were going to run the ball more.
Look, to McCarthy's defense, and his play calling's been bad. It has not been good. Oh. I'm sitting there watching some videotape that Kurt Warner put out defending Dak Prescott. Now, all of a sudden, it's CeeDee Lamb's fault, and it's Michael Gallup's fault, and it's everybody else's fault but Dak Prescott. And I'm wondering why that is. Even Kurt Warner, and I'm looking at it, and, Kurt Warner's saying, well, this guy didn't go here, and this guy. And I'm looking at a wide-open Michael Gallup.
Uh-huh.
And the pass goes to CeeDee Lamb, who is covered. And I'm wondering who that's Mike McCarthy's fault. Well, I thought a quarterback's got to have a brain in his head and he can see a wide open guy standing there.
Sure. It's so funny that and this is the problem with Dak Prescott. He's become politics and religion. You can't have a conversation without it getting heated. Uh-huh. And no matter what anybody tries to show you that might be real, you don't want to believe it because you think Dak is not the guy. And you see a wide open guy on tape, but during the course of the play or whatever the play was called, and he's looking at where the pass went. I saw an analyst showing Michael Gallup letting a corner get in front of him and said, dude, sometimes you got to help your quarterback out. I mean, it is still a team game. At some point, you got to go make a play and make a great catch. We give all these wide receivers credits for making great catches. And never do you say, well, that was a crappy throw. It was always, it's a great catch. But with Dak Prescott, it's got to be a perfect pass every time. And he's got to be, 27 for 350, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. And there would still be somebody bitching that a pass wasn't a tight enough spiral.
I wish Dak would do that this year because so far this year he hasn't. Mm-hmm. Hasn't even come close to that. And he's looked like he's lost. And if that's Mike McCarthy's new offense, maybe that's part of it. I don't know. Or maybe it is just the fact that Dak can't get it done. He's not the guy, and he can't get it done. He's a mediocre quarterback at best.
Oh,
and he just can't get it done. I mean, how many times you got to bang your head against the wall and understand he's not getting you to the Super Bowl, Jerry. I got news for you.
Well, that
ain't happening.
That's not what Jerry thinks. That really isn't what Jerry thinks. Jerry thinks Dak is the guy. We'll get more into that. Take your phone calls as well. Coming up here on the Blitz next. If you got a line, keep it there. Boy, let's see. We're 10 minutes in, and we weren't going to bitch about Dak today.
Who said that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Nobody said that.
210-656. You did. 656-3776. Jerry. Oh, he had some things to say today.
Wow.
Oh, boy. Injuries do happen, and when they do, you can skip the ER and get straight to an Ortho Now injury clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, strains, conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday, on-site x-ray casting and bracing. Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, but best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. So if you're injured Get to an Ortho Now injury clinic. Learn more online at tsaog.com. That's tsaog.com.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. This Monday, it's the Cowboys and Chargers at 6 p.m.
Prescott in the gun, back looking, standing. Hurry up, throw the right flat, caught. Pollard, 25, 20 on the right sideline. Pollard streaks in. Touchdown!
Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
At Diamonds Direct, our experts go the extra mile to ensure you have the tools to say I do with absolute confidence. Our promise to you is a completely risk-free shopping experience rooted in transparency, education, and integrity. No pressure, no intimidation, just clarity and confidence in your purchase. We teach you how to maximize your budget. Whether you're celebrating a special moment or just want to treat yourself, Diamonds Direct will deliver unbeatable value. We go the extra mile by sourcing our diamonds direct to save you money. But we're about more than just price. Everything is backed by our exclusive guarantees, like our free setting 110% lifetime upgrade, flexible financing up to 5 years, and our best price guarantee. Put our tools to the test against any competitor, and our expert staff will ensure you get the very best overall value and unforgettable. Our search DiamondsDirect.com. Visit our freestanding showroom at the Shops at La Cantera. Proud to call the Alamo City home. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
It's easy to think all money managers are pretty much the same, but at Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
Different? How? You sell high commission investment products, right?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission-based investment products.
Well, you must earn commissions on trades.
Nope, never at Fisher. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in our client's best interest. It's the highest standard of care for a financial advisor.
How do you know what's in their best interest?
We get to know our clients and then tailor a portfolio based on their goals and needs.
But you probably sneak in some hidden and layered fees.
No, we have one transparent management fee structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, you really do look out for your clients.
That's because our top priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. It might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investments and securities involve the risk of loss.
Moments like seeing my son's team cheer him on mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that has spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib.
Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for adults with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
On job sites, few things are more important than a solid work boot. At Boot Barn Work, we pride ourselves on knowing that no matter your trade, when there's hard work to be done, your boot should be built for non-stop protection and mobility. Thorogood checks all the boxes. Their Wear Anywhere boots are time-tested and crafted with the highest quality materials for relentless support. For job-fitted boots, Thorogood at Boot Barn Work.
Exergen thermometers are the smart choice when selecting a thermometer. With children back at school, keeping them healthy is important. Got a fever? Stay home. To detect fever accurately at home, you need a clinically accurate, fast, and non-invasive thermometer. The Exergen thermometer is backed by over 100 clinical studies. Accuracy matters. Be smart and safe. Measure accurately with Exergen thermometers. Available at Walmart and other participating retailers. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Kelley Blue Book is the one-stop shop for pricing, fixing, selling, and instant cash offering. Instant cash offer is exactly what it sounds like. An official offer to buy or trade your car. Woo-hoo! Just enter your VIN or license plate, answer a few questions about your car's history, and what kind of condition it's in. In minutes, you'll receive an offer to sell or trade your car that you can be sure is fair. Then choose a dealer to purchase your car and schedule a time to meet. For all of the it's, KBB.com.
Whether it's a backyard barbecue, delicious, or a parking lot tailgate, nothing gets the party started like Kingsford Matchlight Charcoal. With Kingsford Matchlight, all it takes is a match. No lighter fluid needed, making it the perfect charcoal for on-the-go get-togethers. Give your food a smoky barbecue flavor and give your crowd something else to cheer about. With Kingsford Matchlight Charcoal, Kingsford's fastest lighting charcoal. Kingsford.com.
The Jim Rome Show, weekdays at noon.
I love San Antonio, man. I love it.
On 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. You can always get us on Twitter, X, at Joe Reinagel 210, at Jason Minix. If you're watching on YouTube, comment there. Subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel.
Did you say Twitter X?
Twitter X.
Twitter
X. Twitter X, formerly known as Twitter. Trying to wean myself into just always saying Twitter, and eventually I'll just get to the X. I just like when I hear Jim Rome, X me at. That just sounds bad.
It sounds bad. They got to come up with, what's his name?
Elon.
Elon. Yeah, he's got to come up with something else.
Look, I mean, the reality is, that's what he's named it.
X.
It's what it's officially called.
You know, put a lot of thought into that, did he?
Well, I mean, look. I mean, there are people that still say, dude, man, I love listening to you and Joe on the Zone. You know how long it's been since we've been the Zone around these parts?
And
right?
I wasn't a part of the Zone.
You just a guest.
Just a guest.
You know, and then you know, all the different name changes, and then you want people to say you by your real name or your current name, right? So I get it. He's changed it to X.
All right. Well, it's going to be tough because it started as Twitter. Tweet me. I mean,
well,
that's just, it makes sense, right?
But literally, the other day, somebody said, dude, I love listening to you guys on the Zone. The Zone.
The Zone. Wow.
Flashback.
Well, we appreciate you listening. It is the Blitz.
That was my double extra large, triple extra large days. Are you kidding?
Dude, I still get people. Hey, Joe, I watch you every night. I love watching you every night.
Well, see, and it's one thing if they, you know, and then ask you how the weather is, or, you know, when we were at the Cowboys deal, somebody thought you worked at KSAT.
I know.
And I never worked at KSAT.
Never
it's one
did.
thing if they get the station wrong. That happens. But when they call you by one of the old, and look, we've had a lot of different station names here over the last 15 years, right? We've moved addresses, 1250, 94.5, where were we at? 103.3, if I could remember them all, you know, and now it's San Antonio Sports Star.
On the big stick of 94.1.
Mm-hmm.
I like saying that.
Speaking of big sticks, it was a measuring stick kind of game for the Cowboys against San Francisco. On his weekly radio appearance on 105.3 The Fan up in Dallas today, Jerry Jones talked about not measuring up in the measuring stick game.
We did view this game as a game that would tell us where we are. And nobody likes where we are. What you're asking me and what I'm asking our mirrors and what I'm asking ourselves, can we be different? Can we play different? Can we play potentially different against a team the caliber of San Francisco? And I feel strongly the answer is yes on all fronts. We can do a better job on offense. We can do a better job on execution. We can do a better job on what we want to put out there, what we want to try to do. So again, without being redundant, we just got to go to work.
Got to go to work. That's it, because we can change it all. It's just like that. It's easy. Bam.
Well, I mean, and you think about changes. You look at the offense, clearly not in sync, even though Mike McCarthy said, give us till week 5.
Yeah.
We should be in sync by then. The idea of changing back to the old system where we were lighting up the scoreboard and there were a lot of points being scored by the Dallas Cowboys. Jerry says that they are not thinking about changing the scheme back to, I don't know, what Kellen was doing.
Have we gotten this team since, let's say, Kellen Moore left? have we gotten this team in a place that can do better than we did against the 49ers? You bet we do. Should we change at this juncture back to where we were this time last year? No, we should not. We should go with the kinds of things that we've been working on. We should recognize that we had a very bad outing. and San Francisco had a very good outing. We should recognize that and call it what it is and not mislead ourselves. But as far as sitting here saying that we should completely change out the towels here, that's not even in the cards. And it's not. It's really ridiculous.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
They're ridiculous.
It's just ridiculous.
Uh-huh.
Well, look, Jerry's here to say all the right things. He's the biggest Cowboy cheerleader that there is.
As he should be.
Of course he should be. But, I mean, to just think they're going to fix that just like that. Because, look, the offense hasn't been good all year.
I mean,
it hasn't been good.
Hard to gauge with the way some of those games have gone. I will agree with Mike McCarthy. That offense moved up and down the field against Arizona until they got into the red zone.
Against who?
Arizona.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, that was the only real competitive game that they've had where you needed your offense to go do something.
The 1-4 Cardinals. Those guys.
Did they not move the ball?
I'm just saying.
I'm
it's
just
a
saying.
1-4 Cardinals.
I mean,
I was stating a
sometimes
fact.
it's like arguing with a rock.
I was stating a fact.
You said they haven't done anything. They have. It doesn't matter who's there. But it's hard to gauge in those 3 blowout wins where the offense truly was, because you figure, all right, big lead, we're changing stuff. When they had to try to move the ball and do things, they were able to do that against Arizona until they got into the red zone where they couldn't score. And so I do think you saw some of what that offense could be against Arizona. They put up a ton of yards against the Cardinals, just not a ton of points.
And I think they should be able to move the football Monday night against the Chargers. The problem is, are they going to be able to stop the Chargers? And if it turns into a shootout, will the Cowboys be able to compete? That's the issue. If that defense doesn't show up and hold an offense down where it's a manageable number, Cowboys aren't going to be able to keep up with that. If Justin Herbert gets hot and throws 3 touchdown passes and puts up 28, 35 points, Cowboys lose.
It's scary to think that seeing what we saw, 10 points against San Francisco, I am more worried about the defense against the Chargers than the offense trying to keep up because of what you just said. The Chargers defense, you should be able to do some things against.
You
right?
should, yes.
So from that standpoint, all right, but can the defense get the stops? That I think was the biggest surprise on Sunday. And I think all of us, I mean, and when I say all of us, every damn show out there, every, whatever you're watching on TV, whoever listens, everybody's pointing to the offense and 10 points and 3 interceptions from Dak. The bigger story was just how easily San Francisco tore apart that Cowboys defense.
And they were able to move the football, and they kept that Cowboys defense on the field a long time. In time of possession, that was an issue. And it was methodical for San Francisco. And I really mean this sincerely, that the Cowboys could find a methodical type of offense and get into a rhythm, because thus far this season, other than what you said against Arizona, they really haven't.
Well, and the other part of that too is, I mean, the defense was on the field too long because the offense didn't help them out. They couldn't convert a third down.
That too.
All those 3 and outs, they don't help. And we'll hear from Micah Parsons later in the show after what he said on his podcast last night. Apparently, it was all the coaches.
Apparently so.
They weren't prepared, and that's on the coaches. They weren't put in the right position.
Mm-hmm.
And then you look at, I saw one of the comments on YouTube, the motion that you see going on in everybody else's offense. And I mean, I hope Mike McCarthy, while watching the tape of his team gets destroyed, goes, so that's what Kyle was doing over there. I'll put a guy in motion. They get open.
Yeah, that helps a little bit. It does.
I mean, I'm stuck in my ways at 2008, but, it worked then. Got a Super Bowl in 10. So now we do this motion thing, huh?
Wow.
Maybe we should try that.
Maybe so. Maybe we should get Brandon Cooks involved. That would be nice.
I mean, we're paying the guy a lot.
That guy hasn't really been involved this year. we need to get him involved. Your number 2 pick, Schoonmaker, I saw that he's got 1 catch this year for like 2 yards. Maybe he needs to get more involved. He is a second-round draft pick.
Dak did overthrow him on the first pass play.
Well, that's true. There's still no
Francisco.
guarantee he would have caught it, even if he makes a good throw.
See, there you go. 210-656-ESPN. 656-3776. Martin, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man? Martin?
Hey, guys.
What's up, man?
Does Jerry Jones finish a bottle of wild turkey before the interview? Man, I'm done with this team. It's regressing. They're going to end up 3-4 here in a little bit. All I got to say is, hey, look at that organization across the Death Star. Go Rangers.
Hey, they're going for the sweep today. I mean, so many questions with Jerry, and he knows that he's going to take those kind of shots. He's going to defend his quarterback. He's going to defend his coaches. That is what Jerry does. And at times, loyal to a fault.
Yes.
In fact, not at times, most of the time, Jerry is loyal to a fault. But again, he is not worried. There's no panic in Jerry Jones.
I'm not panicked, but the gap is, I don't want to, when something tells you what it is, don't try to dream that it's something else. Now, what I'm trying to say is we can do better than what we did out there Sunday night. That's a given.
Well, you can't do worse.
We can do better. We have the potential to do better. We have the preparation to do better.
Word.
We didn't do it at all to be tried about it Sunday night. But can we change? My life has always been working for myself. And consequently, when you work for yourself, you have to change what you're looking at in the mirror. That doesn't work anymore, or that's not working, and you have to go change it. In this particular case, we have to do some changes from within, and I'm talking technical things now. I'm not talking about the will and the attitude and the work ethic that's with this team. This team's got that. And we have players in place. Do we have it at quarterback? Let me be very affirmative. I completely believe that we have the quarterback that can take us where we want to go. Do we have the coaching staff on both sides of the ball? And I certainly do. Did Sunday reflect that? No.
No, it certainly did not reflect anything other than that was a bad football team on the field in San Francisco, the one wearing white with the gray pants.
Mm-hmm.
It was a bad football team. It was a horrible performance. Look, we've been sitting here singing the praises of that defense, singing the praises of Micah Parsons, singing the praises. I think historical has been thrown around.
Could be.
It's historical has been thrown around here quite a bit. They were historically bad in San Francisco.
Oh, not really.
They were, it was pretty bad.
Oh, but not historical.
When's the last time Dallas got their ass kicked like that?
Well, it seems like it happens every year, but I haven't felt like that after a game since Tony Romo lost to the Eagles 44-6.
Okay, well, that's along the same lines. That was a much bigger game in the scheme of things. Although for the Dallas Cowboys in their psyche, I think Sunday was a big game. Can they overcome that? That's what you need to move forward, Cowboy fan, and look at as they head into another difficult game. And looking ahead, they got a bye week. Are they looking forward to, I don't know, Cabo? Or
no, it's too early for that. I'm worried about going into a bye week after 2 straight losses.
Well, and
sitting at 3-3 because I don't think anybody would have predicted that.
And keep in mind, the Chargers had last week off.
Mm-hmm.
They've got 2 weeks to prepare for the Dallas Cowboys.
Mike McCarthy doesn't lose back-to-back games.
He doesn't.
Not with the Dallas Cowboys anyway. Not recently.
Well, we'll see.
Anyway, with a healthy Dak Prescott, who is the guy that can get us there, wherever there might be. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Tell you what, for a preseason game, I've never seen so much interest in it. You talk about getting us there. I think the Spurs have a guy that can get us there. Wemby was incredible last night. We'll talk about it next on the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Look, if you've been accused of a crime or you're being investigated for a crime, first thing you need is protection. That's your legal defense team. And the number you need to call or the team you need to call is the LaHood Norton Law Group. They're made up of former prosecutors turned criminal defense attorneys, and they can help you stay a step ahead of whatever it is you're facing, because they know both sides of the criminal justice system. They handle all criminal cases, whether it's state or federal. Now, with the LaHood Norton Law Group, you're going to get honest, aggressive, trusting, expert, and fearless representation. I know this for a fact because I know Nico LaHood. If you've got this guy on your side, he is going to fight with everything he has to make sure that you are taken care of fairly. The LaHood Norton Law Group offers representation for all criminal allegations, including DWI, aggravated assault, white-collar crimes, weapons charges, drug charges, probation violations, and a lot of other offenses. So if you need legal help, you need the LaHood Norton Law Group on your side. Give them a call for a free consultation, 210-797-7700. That's 210-797-7700. Look, the sooner you make the call after you've been accused, the better off you are. Call the LaHood Norton Law Group, 210-797-7700, or get them online at lahoodnorton.com.
It's R&R in the morning.
Wednesday on R&R in the morning, we hear from Cowboys owner and GM Jerry Jones. What's wrong with his quarterback? What's wrong with his head coach? And we'll start looking forward to the Chargers.
Wemby made his debut. 20 points in 19 minutes. Could have gotten any better. It could. We'll tell you how. The party starts at 6.
It's your wake-up call. R&R in the morning, 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Snap into action this NFL season with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers get $200 in bonus bets, guaranteed when you place a $5 bet. That's $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action. The app is so easy to use. There's a wide range of betting options, spreads, player props, over-unders, and more. So visit FanDuel.com/win and kick off the NFL season. That's FanDuel.com/win. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
Must be present in a state where lawful to wager, must be 21 plus and present in select states. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino LLC. First online real money wager only, $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit fanduel.com/RG in Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Tennessee, and Virginia. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342 in Arizona, 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut, 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana, 1-800-522-4700 or visit KSGamblingHelp.com in Kansas, 1-877-770-STOP in Louisiana. Visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net in West Virginia or call 1-800-522-4700 in Wyoming. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelpma.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York.
From local town councils to Capitol Hill, agents who are realtors are standing up for what's right. We're here protecting property rights. Here advocating for the issues that affect our neighborhoods. Here championing fair and equitable housing for all. Because we are realtors, bound by a code of ethics, driven to serve our communities. We're here for it all. Here for you. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Lowe's knows how to save pros time and money. Right now, get 15% off select gelled Win windows and patio doors. And there's more. Earn 3 times MVP's bonus points on select Klein tools. Visit us in-store or online for more deals you can't beat. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Offer valid 10/5 through 10/11. Selection varies by location. Bonus points calculated before taxes and fees after applicable discounts, if any. Valid through 10/27.
A psoriasis flare-up can make a walk in the park, well, no walk in the park.
It's that obvious, huh? I've tried so many lotions and creams, but I still have symptoms.
So those don't do enough to treat the inflammation beneath the skin, leaving you with those uncontrolled symptoms.
Makes sense, but what else can I do?
You can get real with your dermatologist so they can help you get clear. Make an appointment and, oh, you're already on it.
Hi, yes, I'd like to make an appointment.
Get real clear about psoriasis at letsgetrealclear.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Nothing slows my little girl down, except a stuffy nose.
Mommy.
That's why I use Sinex Children's Saline from Vicks. Sinex instantly clears mucus in everyday stuffy little noses with a gentle, ultra-fine mist designed for kids. Just Sinex? Breathe. Her stuffy nose is gone for now. And so is she.
Sinex Children's Saline. Sinex, breathe. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
This could be the start of a break-in.
Stop. This is Simply Safe.
Or the end of one. Introducing 24/7 Lifeguard Protection, only from Simply Safe. Now, monitoring agents can see and speak to intruders through our new indoor camera to help stop crime in real time and for fast police response. Get 20% off any new system with Fast Protect monitoring at simplysafe.com/radio. Advanced home security, 24/7 professional monitoring for less than $1 a day. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
It's the Mike McCarthy Show every Friday morning at 7 and 9 with R&R in the morning.
I'm all about winning. So when it has to do with winning, then it's part of our operation, our messaging, and our outlook.
A look at the Cowboys' upcoming game presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe. I'm Jason. If you've done any grilling over the last couple of days, I know it was a great weekend to grill. Yeah, football sucked, but the meat didn't. You can always upload those great photos from your grill to sasportstar.com, the Grilling with the Blitz page. And every Thursday, we judge meat and give away a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market's Huebner Road location.
You actually had to judge the meat last week.
I did. All by
Yeah, because I enjoyed judging meat.
Well, that's kind of become Joe's job.
It is.
I mean,
it is.
You know, he comes over here. He doesn't have many responsibilities, but that was one that he volunteered. He's like, I want to pick the winner every week.
Yeah, it's like my meat big. Yes.
And if you tweet us or tag us in your grilling photos, we appreciate that. But that does not get you in the running for the $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market. Now, because you were in Cabo last week and I got to judge, one that you kind of liked but didn't pick not long ago was those bacon-wrapped lollipop chicken legs.
Yeah, is that what
that's what I picked.
That was a winner?
Just because I want to try that. So it was a nice way to save that. I mean, it's a chicken leg, but they've wrapped it in bacon, which I think that'd be a challenge to cook, to make sure the bacon is cooked properly and the chicken is all the way done and none of it's under or overcooked.
Interesting. Now, how would you determine that?
What do you mean?
Bacon you can look at and see if it's done or not, but it's the chicken leg.
Well, I mean, sometimes it's time or the Thermapen, one of the two. But you know, it's like anything bacon wrapped.
Now, come on, dude. Use a Thermapen.
Yeah,
it's a thermometer.
Yes, that's what a Thermapen is.
What's a thermometer with a poker? Let's poke that right in the meat, and there you go.
Yeah. Joe and his barbecue toys. He's still not sure how they work. He just likes the terminology.
Well,
it's a poker.
It's a poker. It's just like a little spear, and
everybody knows how they work.
Dude, I have that meter that I use a lot, and I love it.
Well, the meter is different than the Thermapen.
Well, sure, but I have a Thermapen as well.
Yeah,
just
I know.
in
You
case.
Copied everything that I got.
Well, just in case.
Yes.
You know, I mean, well, sure.
I mean, you were over at the house and going, all right, I need to order this. I need to order that.
Ordered it all. I even have my I probably shouldn't say that way on the air, but my injector.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get your injector, your beer can chicken stands. I mean, all of it.
It looks like a heroin addict's kit. You unzip it, there's a big old needle there, and you just I had to pull that. I made it pulled over one day carrying that thing.
Yes.
I've used that though. I use it on the briskets.
Did you guys see the future last night? And what did you think? 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Now, I do think we also have to help people out here. It's a very communal show that we try to do. So if you've got something and other people can't have it, but want it, how do we help them get it? Because last night, I'm at the Shine Down Papa Roach concert, and a couple people start hitting me up saying, hey, man, I can't watch the Spurs game. Now, my general thought is, well, that's not really my problem, but I like to help people out because we do this on this show,
Right? Yeah.
Now, I switched and bought the YouTube TV football only package. I still have DirecTV.
Right.
So I get Bally. Apparently, YouTube does not offer Bally.
It
So
does not.
If you went YouTube because of the football and ditched everything else, you don't get Bally. I remember that last year. I completely forgot about it. But then you told me you watched the game last night on NBA TV.
It was on NBA TV.
But a dude, because I said, well, it's on NBA TV if you don't get Bally. He said, well, they blocked it out in our area.
Now, see, I don't know how that happened because I watched it.
Uh-huh.
And I have YouTube TV.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know. I mean,
All right.
they need to call Mr. YouTube and find out what happened.
No. Do you call him Mr. YouTube or just Mr. Tube? Is you and Tube is that a full name?
I don't know. Maybe it's
first name, last name. I'm not really sure. Is you his first name?
I
Tube
would
his
assume
last name.
if you're going around like Mr. Tube, then you're pretty well endowed. Hey, you know that guy? We call him Mr.
I mean, we're
Tube.
talking about televisions, dude. Where size does matter.
It does.
Yes.
But I got to figure out what I can do because I refuse to pay $20 a month for Bally's for their app. I'm not going to do it because I'm just not.
Well, all right. You also said you weren't going to pay for a blue check mark for the Mr. X Man, yet you did.
Well, I did that so I could have the tweet deck.
All right, so
they call it the X deck.
I don't know. See, the X deck just sounds wrong. It sounds like that would be frowned upon in the workplace. But I go back and I sit there and I go, okay, Bally's on YouTube. Jorge said he was also blacked out.
See, I don't know what happened.
Well, I mean, maybe I don't know.
And then Bubba in New Braunfels says his was blacked out. I
maybe in those high rent neighborhoods they don't black things out.
Well, you know, they know better.
That's a possibility. I just look at, because Rob didn't have it either, right? Rob does some sort of, I don't know what he does, but he gets games, but he never gets the Sean Elliott broadcast. You know, he always gets a broadcast from somewhere else, right? Which is, I think, in some ways more interesting because you hear how the other guys are talking about you behind your back.
Yeah.
But when you think about what we saw last night, and I only saw on the highlights, and Twitter was fantastic for it, you saw just things that you just don't normally see on a basketball court, let alone in a preseason game.
Well, look, the guy's special. I don't think there's any question about it, right? Everybody knows that. He made some moves that were pretty spectacular. By the way, Chet Holmgren did as well. He looked good. But it's going to be fun to see him progress. And I think everybody knew that he had the special talents. We see him on the NBA court now in preseason, and he's showing that kind of stuff off. And I mean, look good. The kid's impressive. There's no doubt.
And so was Chet, who, by the way, is still officially a rookie this year. So those two will probably battle it out for Rookie of the Year. But Wemby said it was cool going against Chet Holmgren.
It was good. I mean, I was personally, I was feeling good. I was feeling like I had a lot of energy, so it was good. And yeah, I felt like he hurt us in the first half. And yeah, I know it's just preseason, but for sure the games against OKC are going to be interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, no doubt. Hey, look, Oklahoma City has been one of these teams that have been stockpiling draft picks for years. So maybe it will pay off this year for them. I don't know whether it will or not. I just think, look, they've been waiting a long time to be significant.
What it really felt like, and again, not watching the game, just seeing the highlights, reading all the tweets, it felt like, and if you watch the game, please correct me if I'm wrong, but it felt like Greg Popovich just had a good seat and told Victor, go play.
I think he knows, what I've noticed is I'm here is I feel like the role of a coach, a big part is to know when to give the freedom to the players. This is what I see, for example, I mean, during the timeouts, I know it's only preseason, but like we got great creators and great players on that team. And I see Pop, he only tells them the right amount of advice and stuff, and he lets them be creative. And I think it's a big part of the coach of the job in the NBA from what I've seen.
Yeah, and look, and why not? If you've got the talent, especially a guy like Wemby, you let him go out and let him be Wemby. What I noticed last night, there were a couple of times, it didn't happen often, there were a couple of times Wemby actually would get beat. But he has the recovery speed. I think on his one block, he was beaten. And he comes back and he blocks the shot. So he's got that quickness and obviously the length to that covers up a lot of warts.
You know, for a first preseason, and so much better than, I don't know, that summer league stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And again, Pop's being Pop. You mentioned it. The guy still has a lot of work to do, especially on the defensive side.
Oh, sure. I mean, there are things that, we corrected him on some things tonight, mostly at the defensive end. But that's expected for all new players. That's probably going to be the weak point of most players coming into the league.
Yeah, and especially in Pop's defense, right? It's going to take a minute. But the good news, and he obviously knows this, the kid can get beat, but he can recover very quickly. And I think that's going to be an issue for the opponents because they're going to think, look, I got around this guy, I'm home free, and then all of a sudden the ball's in the second row.
You know, just again seeing some tweets like Jeff McDonald from the San Antonio Express.
I
don't remember the last time he went to a preseason game. I saw Mike Finger from the Express News literally tweet out, "This is the first photo I've ever taken and posted on X from a preseason game and warm up video because nobody gives a damn about the preseason." But there's a couple of paragraphs in Jeff's article today in the San Antonio Express News. His debut wasn't seamless. There were some defensive moments he would like to have back. He committed 4 turnovers, often when getting a little too dribble happy in traffic. The Spurs, too, might need time to learn to play with Wemby. The first few minutes of Monday's game were a bit sloppy as the Spurs appeared intent to force feed him the ball. All Wembanyama did was accomplish almost explicitly on instinct, and that should scare the bejesus out of the rest of the NBA. When was the last time you read in the newspaper a line that says that should scare the bejesus out of the rest of the NBA?
I don't even know how to spell bejesus. So
it's Bejesus.
Okay.
According to Jeff.
Yeah.
Jeff
I don't think
McDonald.
Jeff knows how to spell it either, but I get
he got bejesus worked into an article.
I get his point. Look, this guy's going to be special. And I think, but again, as we've said, and there were some, as you heard Pop say, there's going to be a hiccup or two, and we've just got to be patient with this guy. But I know Rob Thompson with R&R in the Morning disagrees with me. He thinks this guy to hit the ground running, and maybe he will. I don't know. When it comes to that, look, it's still preseason. Hopefully a lot of those bugs can get worked out right now. So the Spurs, when they line up game 1, things will be a lot different, and we'll really see Wemby hit the ground running.
You know, and I think Pop letting Wemby be Wemby seems like the obvious, but also when you think about, I don't know, letting Manu be Manu, it took him a while to let Manu be Manu, right?
Yeah.
And at this point, Wemby doesn't want to be put in a box. He has said that phrase multiple times. Pop has to let Wemby go do Wemby things. And that should, as Jeff McDonald wrote in the paper, scare the bejesus out of the rest of the NBA because in his first preseason game, 20 points in 19 minutes, 5 rebounds, a block, and a couple of steals. And I think what was more important, kid said he was not at all nervous.
Not really, no. I'm very, very excited. I was, since yesterday, I felt that fire inside of me. I was really, really excited.
I would imagine he is excited, and obviously as excited as Spurs fans are to watch him play and see him develop. I mean, this guy, he's been playing basketball in France, and look, every athlete wants to see how they perform against the best in the world. And in basketball, that's the NBA. So you got to figure Wemby is just chomping at the bit to get out there, show the world what he can do against the best competition in the world.
The idea when you think about who didn't play last night, we still have no idea what rotations are going to look
No,
like.
of course not.
I don't think it matters that the Spurs didn't win the game.
I don't think Pop knows what rotations are going to be just yet.
He's got a better idea than most,
Well, sure.
right? But even just seeing Wemby highlights and the amount of time, like on Get Up this morning, devoted to Wemby, in between the Dak Prescott bashing, the questions about Belichick, the Monday night game, baseball playoffs. In fact, I saw one play from the baseball playoffs, which was an incredible play this morning on Get Up, and all the Wemby talk. I mean, it's get used to it, Spurs fans. There's going to be more national coverage, especially early. And if they don't win, all right, then some of that might go away a little bit. But I think the curiosity factor is so great. And then the wow factor that was put on display last night in his first NBA preseason game. It's one thing to be curious. It's another to come out and you go, holy crap, did he just do that?
The athletic ability that he possesses is pretty incredible. And again, I think it's just learning the ins and outs and the little things that he's going to have to learn as he gets going. And I think he'll learn it very quickly. I mean, obviously he's a very talented young man, and I'm ready for the regular season to begin and see how he performs when the games mean something. Look, it's still preseason. He did some fancy stuff last night, but I want to see it when the games actually count in the win-loss column.
Well, I think so, but I think these preseason games are so important for a guy like Wemby.
Sure, yeah.
That just getting used to the differences from the European game to what he's facing here in the NBA, the way refs are going to call things, the way guys are going to defend them. Even Chet Holmgren had a pretty funny tweet last night because I don't know that guy's ever been headbutted before in his life. As tall as he is, he got headbutted last night by the taller guy. And then you had the flex from Wemby, which I wasn't expecting that from him.
No, I like that. A little what's it, cockiness from Wemby?
Yeah, a little bit. You know, it's
you got to compete.
It's him getting used to loving the NBA game.
I think in terms of the game, it's all I expected. I really love how fast it's going, and the way we play simply. And I'm very hopeful because we've had some great sequences especially in the first half. Defensively, sometimes we're like one together on the court, and I'm very hopeful.
Very hopeful. So are we. So is every Spurs fan on the planet. Very hopeful that you are the guy that everybody thinks you can be. And judging from last night, he's the guy.
A lot of sports fans are hopeful today, especially the lone Braves fan that listens to this show after that one incredible baseball play last night.
Well, it was really poor base running, to be honest with you.
Well, I mean, depends on what color hat you're wearing.
Well, it was poor base running.
I mean, it's situational. That thing doesn't get caught. It was brilliant base running, but it got caught, and
which made it poor base running.
Well, you know,
you got to make sure it's not caught before you circle all the bases.
Is that how it works?
That's pretty much how it works. Yeah.
So you thought he should have just stood there and tagged up?
No, but I think he should have.
I mean, had the ball not been caught on the wall, and then he scores. If he waits to tag up to see if the ball's not caught, hell, it ended the game.
I'm not asking him to tag up, but he's got to stand there and make sure it's caught. He could be standing there, just this side of second base, and then see if it's caught. Well, then he can make it back to first. You don't have the double play. If it's not, well, pretty good chance he's still going to score.
It's like a coach going forward on fourth down, Jimbo. If you get it, you're brilliant. If you don't get it, you're an idiot. And if you decide not to go for it at all, you're a wuss.
And if you're a bad base runner, you're an idiot base runner. I mean, and that's pretty much what we had last night.
It's the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. If you're shopping for a new vehicle, you need to go see my friends at Encira Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram Truck. part of the Ancira Itinado complex. Very easy for me to tell you about and recommend Ancira because I am a longtime Ancira customer, and it's because of their great customer service before, during, and most importantly, after the sale. That great customer service is why Ancira has been a top family-run dealership in San Antonio for decades. And you know Price made Ancira number one. Price keeps Ancira number one. So think Ancira. Ancira Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram truck, part of the Ancira Itinado complex on I-10 West between Wurzbach and Huebner.
Texas A&M football is on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday afternoon at 1:30. It's the Aggies and Tennessee in an SEC battle. Presented by Ewald Kubota, Just Pots, ABC Home and Commercial Services, The Angry Elephant, Airtron Heating and Air Conditioning, and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Don't let pain keep you from doing the things you love. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. At Arasti, we fix pain fast. Whether you've been living with chronic and nagging pain for years, or if you've recently experienced an injury, our goal is to get you out of pain as quickly as possible. Arasti is completely natural and non-invasive. Plus, Arasti accepts most insurance plans. There's a location near you. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-bailbonds.com.
License number 149. Kelley Blue Book is the one-stop shop for pricing, fixing, selling, and instant cash offering. Instant cash offer is exactly what it sounds like. An official offer to buy or trade your car. Just enter your VIN or license plate, answer a few questions about your car's history, and what kind of condition it's in. In minutes, you'll receive an offer to sell or trade your car that you can be sure is fair. Then choose a dealer to purchase your car and schedule a time to meet. For all of the its, KBB.com.
Whether it's a backyard barbecue delicious, or a parking lot tailgate, nothing gets the party started like Kingsford Matchlight Charcoal. With Kingsford Matchlight, all it takes is a match. No lighter fluid needed, making it the perfect charcoal for on-the-go get-togethers. Give your food a smoky barbecue flavor and give your crowd something else to cheer about. With Kingsford Matchlight Charcoal, Kingsford's fastest lighting charcoal. Kingsford.com.
Hey guys, are you over 30? Let's talk about testosterone and performance. Your testosterone can decline at an average of 1 to 2% a year after you turn 30. And Revive Men's Health have been experts at treating men with low testosterone and ED since 2011. We're the clinic guys come to when their current treatment isn't working. They have a complicated medical condition, or they're just not happy with their performance. We love what we do and the patients we care for. You can ask our patients. We did, and we have a 99% patient satisfaction rate this year. Our patients even tell us we're more affordable than their insurance deductibles and copays. Let's get to the bottom of your issues and fix them. That's what we do, and we do it really well. Book your T-check and exam today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or send us a private message at revivemenshealth.com.
Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds are one of the boldest, protein-packed and low-carb snacks out there. And with flavors that will have you craving for more, you'll want to stock up on Southern Recipe small batch at your local H-E-B. Pick up your favorite flavors of Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds today. Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. Be big, be bold, be adventurous. Find your flavor at southernrecipesmallbatch.com.
Working from home, you realize you don't have enough outlets or USB ports. Hill Electric can fix that for you. For over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. From adding an outlet, fixing that fuse that always blows, or that flickering light, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price, and there is never a service charge and always free estimates. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or go to hill-electric.com.
Hi, this is Scott Trout of Cordell & Cordell. There are a lot of great dads out there.
Sometimes those dads get divorced. For more than 30 years, we've represented men in divorce, confronting the pitfalls that could devastate your finances or harm your family relationships. While every situation is different, our goal is to get the best outcome for you and your kids. Visit CordellCordell.com to take the first step.
Offices in San Antonio, Austin, and St. Louis. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's attorneys online at CordellCordell.com.
Exergen thermometers are the smart choice when selecting your thermometer because accuracy matters. Exergen thermometers are fast, non-invasive, and clinically accurate for medical and home use. Find Exergen thermometers at Walgreens and other participating retailers. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there. And around there. And even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
KTFM Floresville. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your home for the Blitz. 2 to 6 on YouTube and always at sasportstar.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Cowboys owner Jerry Jones been very quiet since the loss to the 49ers on Sunday, except today he made his weekly appearance on 105.3 The Fan in Dallas and says Dak Prescott's still the guy.
We have a quarterback. Let me be very affirmative. I completely believe that we have the quarterback that can take us where we want to go.
Wow. Cowboys linebacker Leighton Vander Esch, he's out 4 to 6 weeks, looks like, with a neck sprain.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minutes.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Tuesday afternoon. Still, every time I hear that from Jerry Jones, really just say that again?
He said it again.
I mean, I know we got it on tape, so we keep playing it, but I know he believes it too.
He does.
He's going to get us there.
You know what saddens me a little bit is the fact that you are like just sad because Dak is your guy. And now you're finally coming around to the fact that he's not the guy.
No,
and you're very sad about it.
You're still misquoting me on am I a Dak guy? Yes. Have I been mad at Dak? And if said, dude, you got to get it done in the playoffs. I call him playoff Prescott. That's not a good game. I don't want what we've seen, but I know that Jerry is stuck with Dak, which my defense of Dak often gets confused with the reality is he's what we've got. You got to figure out how to work with him. Not that I think I was a Romo-sexual. I thought Tony Romo would get us a Super Bowl. Very different feelings towards Dak Prescott, especially the last 3 years.
Well, and the difference between
that doesn't
Tony
mean I'm coming around. It's you're finally hearing what I'm saying.
No,
because it's more in line with what you're saying.
No.
Yes.
It's Dak's the guy. He's an average quarterback. Let me hear you say that.
Well, it's not true.
He's an average quarterback.
No, he's well, not this year, and not after last game, but he's still one of the top quarterbacks in the National Football League. The guy puts up incredible regular season numbers. You've heard me say this before. I don't give a damn if you win 12 regular season games again if you don't win in the postseason.
Come on, you can do it.
He puts up
average quarterback.
He's above average.
He's an average quarterback. Come on, Jason, you can do it. It's good therapy
Let's do the
for
headline blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. 2 guys, 2 opinions, never enough time.
So, Washington, University of Washington, the Huskies, they have a new athletic director. And he takes the new job, hasn't even unpacked boxes in the new office, and taking shots at Ohio State, which I'm fine with, but also Texas. What the hell is wrong with this guy?
Well, and what he's saying is true, I guess, because he's talking about money. And he said if money won championships, then Texas and Ohio State would win every year.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fair statement, don't you think?
I don't know. Why not include A&M? They got a lot of money. What about SMU? They got a lot of money now that it's legal to give to the players.
I just, I think he just wanted to pick a fight with Texas and Ohio State. I don't know why people do what they do.
Here's the thing. This is a year that the guy there at UW actually can pick that fight because they got a hell of a football team.
Yeah, but
they've got a hell of a football team.
Honestly, think that UW beats either Ohio State or Texas? No, is your answer.
Well, you just keep wanting to put words in my mouth.
Average quarterback, Jason. You can do it.
I know you don't stay up past 9 o'clock, Grandpa. So you probably don't see UW play a lot of football.
No, I don't.
That is one hell of a team, and they've got a quarterback that has a chance to go win a Heisman.
I'm just thinking I'm probably not in the minority there of not wanting to watch the University of Washington football. I don't know. Call me crazy. I don't know.
In case my wife is, it's not that I want to watch UW football.
Oh, now
she's Washington State type, but I do have to watch a lot of Wazoo. I look at Oregon because, family ties, and just every other text on a Saturday from Lucas is about the Ducks. He's in my phone as Duck Boy. So I do watch a lot of Pac-12 football just so I can talk to the in-laws.
Well, and why do you want to talk to the in-laws? That's the other question.
Well, there's a couple that I actually enjoy, and some that, I never respond to their messages.
I enjoy my in-laws too, so yeah. I get it. And Maggie's family, they're all St. Louis Cardinal fans.
Who's sucking up now?
No, but they're all Cardinal fans.
Sucking up now?
I'm just saying.
It's the only reason why they like you.
I'm not watching Washington football, though, at midnight. I got other things to do.
You are very close to being a retired couple. You're at that age.
We are?
Well,
do you know something I don't? I'm wondering. I haven't seen Lance lately. Is he walking around?
Well, you often do things that old couples do. You get on a 6 a.m. flight to go to the old people gambling spot in Mississippi. Right?
That's the old people gambling spot. Okay.
Well, they take the old people jet out there. Lunch is at 10 a.m. Dinner's at 3:30. And the casino's dead at 9.
If you've never been to the Beau Rivage in Biloxi, Mississippi, you're missing out. Now it takes a lot of planes, trains, and automobiles to get there. But
that's a long way to go for cougar hunting.
Cougar hunting, huh? Yeah, you go to Mississippi and tell me about the cougar hunting. Come back and give me a report.
When Vegas gets too fast, you go to Mississippi.
That's it.
Or where's that other place in Nevada where they go bowling? Reno.
Now, Reno is actually a pretty cool place.
I remember the first time my mom and dad decided they were going to Reno instead of Vegas.
Reno's a pretty cool place.
There and he was like, son of a bitch, I'm old now. Because we chose Reno and we enjoyed it.
Reno is a happening place.
If you're a bowler.
I'm not a bowler.
You like penny slots and cigarettes.
Don't like penny slots or cigarettes.
I can't
I think you know me better than penny slots. I wish I was a penny slot player.
You probably should be.
I really should be.
Really. You can take that $20 and stretch it out for, 12 minutes there on the penny slots.
We went to a casino in Mexico.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You're degenerate.
I'm telling you, I didn't want to. I didn't want to go.
How'd you do?
Well, I didn't do worth a damn. I don't know how I went. It's como what? It's all in Spanish, and the slot machines are all like they're in Spanish, and they pay you in pesos. And it's like.
So you gave them $100 American, and they gave you 4 pesos back.
They give you a little card.
They give you a sucker too.
They give you a little card with like you get Dave and Buster's kind of thing, and you.
So you went to Dave and Buster's.
Well,
essentially.
No.
Did you get tickets and get to go pick out a toy?
No, but Maggie actually won money.
Of course she did. She always does.
And they gave it to her in pesos. And what's crazy about it, you look at the slot machine and you're up like 10,000.
Yeah.
And you think, this is great.
Yeah.
And then you realize that's pesos.
Yeah. That doesn't even tip the waitress for the free cerveza.
They didn't even have that.
Oh, wow. That's
no waitresses, no bar, no nothing.
Huh.
The name of the casino was Play Win. Play Win. I played. I didn't win. False advertising. What the hell?
Well, if they named it Play Lose, you wouldn't go.
Well, the thing about it is,
here we go,
is that it was kind of a, I don't want to say a shady spot because the security was really, really tight.
Really?
Yeah, it really was.
Are you kidding?
No, it was. It was.
Right.
It was really tight. So you walk in, and it's just a bunch of slot machines. They had blackjack tables, but they didn't open till 4:00 in the afternoon.
What time were you there?
We were there about 2 in the afternoon,
Like I said,
right after
retired
lunch.
couple.
Right after
I mean,
lunch.
You just underscored everything I just said.
No, Maggie and I had a nice dinner cruise scheduled for that night.
What's crazy? We went to a casino in Belize. And you talk about no security. The metal detectors weren't plugged in, but you had to walk through them.
That's a good point. I didn't check to see if they were plugged in or
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, I didn't do well at that casino either.
Yeah.
All to say that a retired couple has booked multiple cruises in a row, 450 straight days on a cruise, because it's cheaper to do that than go to a retirement home.
Now, see, I'm looking at that article, and it never said how much 450 days on a cruise ship is. How much is that?
Well, it depends on, I guess, what cruise line you're on. First and foremost, how nice is your cabin? I have no idea, but
450.
But if you're
days.
if you're spending, my mother-in-law, it wasn't really a retirement community because it was Alzheimer's, so the care was different. But say you take $5,000-$6,000 a month for a facility like that,
right?
$1,500 a week for a cruise, and all your meals are taken care of,
Plus,
and
you got the house.
The only problem that I would have where I think that they would probably lose money is if they got the drink package. If they're not drinkers and they're going with the complimentary tea and coffee, then that's a steal. If you're going with the unlimited drink package, which is in my mind the only way you go on one of those cruises, then it could be thousands. I don't know.
They obviously like it. They're Australian folks. I heard that because there was a little video of them talking about it.
I mean, so
they plan to go 8 more months.
Well,
so
I mean, the question I would have: do they have to check out of their room, or do they just keep the same room the whole time?
That's a great question.
Are they going to the same 4 spots? I mean, because at some point, Cozumel, Grand Cayman, and the other one, Jamaica. At some point, you get bored. You've done every excursion there is. Although they're old, maybe they don't leave. They're just playing shuffleboard over there and, hitting the casino at 2:00 in the afternoon with all the other retired folks.
Exactly right. 2:00 in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
We were in a Mexican casino.
That's just depressing as hell.
No, I thought it was. We had a nice lunch. Went over there.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's so many things to do. The casinos are for the night. That's a nighttime activity.
Did I mention? No, it's not. You don't gamble during the day in Las Vegas? Of course you do.
I said in Mexico.
Oh, in Mexico.
I mean, in Vegas,
I didn't even know there was a casino
in Vegas,
in Mexico.
You don't know if it's night or day or whatever.
I didn't
you
know
don't
there
even
was.
have to walk outside.
Dude, I didn't know there was one. First of all, second of all, them mirrors. Like you look and I'm thinking, oh, there's another room through there, and it's like, oh, it's a mirror. It was the weirdest place.
Are you sure it was a casino?
Or
does it double as something else at night?
It may have.
Okay.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
What are you talking about?
Micah Parsons is blaming coaches.
I don't know what you're talking about, Jason.
One of them kind of places.
Oh.
Well, one of them. Anybody walking around with pineapples? Micah Parsons blaming coaches.
What's that like a...
Sometimes you're really slow.
Pineapples?
Did Micah Parsons...
Don't they have to be upside down pineapples? Maggie said some dude had pineapples on his swimsuit. She goes, look at that guy. He's a swinger.
Yeah. He is.
Hey, they were right side up, though.
Well, it depends on which way you were looking at him.
Well, I was looking.
Micah Parsons is blaming the coaches. We'll dive into that next on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports
And,
Star.
the reason I could see those pineapples on that dude's swimsuit was because of my good friends at Parkhurst New Vision.
Pineapples.
That's exactly. I could see them very clearly, by the way. Hey, if you don't know, I've been talking about this for a while, but I had lens replacement surgery at Parkhurst New Vision. It's almost been 3 months ago. Isn't that crazy how time flies? But it has really changed my life. I can see things that I've never seen before, and well, sometimes you don't want to see, but there it is. And I saw them. And it's all thanks to Parkhurst New Vision and my lens replacement surgery. Look, I just got tired of the readers. I got tired of dragging them around. I got tired of being embarrassed when I forgot them at a restaurant trying to read a menu and all of that kind of stuff. So I'm going to tell you, Parkhurst New Vision has completely changed my life. They can do the exact same thing for you. Give them a call, 210-585-2020. You can also check them out online at sanantoniolasik.com. But they offer a variety of services like the lens replacement surgery I had. They also do LASIK, and they do cataract surgery there as well, all of which are going to change the way you see the world. Look, you owe it to yourself to at least check them out. What do you have to lose? Go check them out. They'll answer all your questions, and you'll be very happy. I guarantee it. Parkhurst New Vision, 210-585-2020.
It is awesome to be home. San Antonio invited me in and embraced me. This is a market that means the world to me. I hate that I've been gone so long, but man, it feels sweet to be back.
It's the Jim Rome Show, back in San Antonio. Weekdays at noon.
Hey, Jim Rome here.
Have a take, San Antonio. And certainly do not suck.
Wait, what? Ouch. Are you kidding?
It's the Jim Rome Show, weekdays at noon on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or from a former client? Maybe an outdated news article or sensitive personal information about your family? Search engines don't always get it right. For right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 to speak to an expert. That's 800-401-6681.
On job sites, few things are more important than a solid work boot. At Boot Barn Work, we pride ourselves on knowing that no matter your trade, when there's hard work to be done, your boot should be built for non-stop protection and mobility. Thorogood checks all the boxes. Their Wear Anywhere boots are time-tested and crafted with the highest quality materials for relentless support. For job-fitted boots, Thorogood at Boot Barn Work.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Smoky Mo's Texas Barbecue is the best barbecue in San Antonio. Tailgating or game watching? Build your own barbecue group pack with sliced brisket, turkey, pork loin, or meats of your choice, and all the classic barbecue sides. And let Smoky Mo's take care of the food while you cheer for the team. Early kickoff? Make everyone happy with Smoky Mo's breakfast taco boxes for a crowd. This season, we'd love to see you at our 7 Smoky Mo's locations, or order for pickup or delivery at SmokyMo'sBBQ.com.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
Wednesday on R&R in the Morning, we're going to hear from Jerry Jones about what went on in San Francisco. How does he feel about his quarterback? How does he feel about his coach? Should he switch up play callers? Also, it's Wednesday, so we're talking Wemby. In the world of Wemby Wednesdays, the Spurs are in action again on Friday. We're going to start discussing. Now back to the Blitz. Jason and Joe, have a great show, fellas.
Appreciate you, Rudy J. Appreciate one of our manager types, Ernie. Ooh, I don't know if other management types should be concerned, but Ernie says 35 to 50K annually. How much it costs to live on a cruise ship for a year? I've already looked into it.
Well, and I guess I guess that makes sense. I don't know if, let's see, do some math, $5,000 a month, 10, that's fit. Yeah, so it's cheaper. Plus you get free food and somebody's making your bed and cleaning your potty.
Well, depending on the home, that could mean all kinds of things.
Well, I know. I'm just saying on the cruise ship.
It really, to me, depends on the cabin. Do I have a balcony? I mean, I don't want to be on an inside cabin with no windows to the outside world for a week, let alone for the rest of my life. But I don't know. As a former guy that was in the Navy, I could find other things to do besides live on a cruise ship. The resort you were just in Cabo, how much is that a year?
Now, see, it's probably more than that, but I'm just
the good news is the cruise ship will do everything it can to avoid
cruise ship.
Save your money.
So I just don't really have any desire to do it. And but a lot of people swear by it. They say they love them.
You know, I'm not going to knock them. But I'm going to knock them. Now, granted, in the Navy, you do a lot of time on or at least I did a lot of time on the water. To me, that's not a vacation. When I go on a vacation and I go to resort, like this year we went to the Bahamas. You just got back from Cabo. You want to go gamble at 2:00 in the afternoon? Go gamble.
Yes.
You want to go to dinner at 4:30? Go to dinner at 4:30. You want to start drinking at 9 a.m. with bottle service at the pool? You could do all of that. I want to go to the beach. I want to do all these. I'm doing things on my time.
Yes.
I'm on vacation. On a cruise ship, you're on their time.
Yes.
They tell you when to eat. They tell you what time is your dinner. All right, well, here we are at Cozumel. You've got 6 hours and 14 minutes to have fun because we're leaving without you if you don't make it back. To me, that's not
I don't want to do that because if I find something in town that I'm having a good time doing, and it's like you're always looking at your watch.
Well, that's it. Now, if you go on a excursion that the cruise ship books, they'll make sure you're back in time.
Yeah.
But if you go on one of the other ones, they're not responsible for you.
Yeah, well,
and that to me, I just don't want to be.
I don't want to do that.
Was it fun? Absolutely, because we went. I don't know for our 20th. Yeah.
So you wait till 9 a.m. to start drinking?
Well, I don't know if you know this about me, but if I'm up before 9 a.m., something must be wrong, especially on vacation. Now, when I'm at the beach, I'll wake up early, and Cabo's West Coast time, so you're going to be up early anyway.
Yes.
So maybe 9, maybe 8:30, depends on what you count drinking. Do you count a mimosa as a drink? As I've started drinking, to me, that's breakfast.
Well, it is, and it's really not. It's like orange juice.
Well,
with a kick.
I was going to say, how much orange juice do you put in your mimosa? Mine is champagne with a splash in there just to turn the color enough.
I can only drink a couple of those because they make me really sleepy.
Mimosas make you sleepy?
They make me sleepy.
or 60, whatever makes you sleepy.
No, just sleepy.
Or do you do mimosas with vodka? You could do that.
No, I don't do that. Just Prosecco.
Okay.
I'm a Bloody Mary guy, more so. In the morning.
Yeah.
I like a good Bloody Mary.
See, I'm not a fan of Bloody Mary.
See, I like
I'm
'em.
not a tomato juice guy, though.
Well,
I'm not a
you know.
tomato guy. And there's vegetables. There's way too many vegetables
I
in
just
a
don't
Bloody
like
Mary.
I don't like these restaurants. You order a Bloody Mary and you got a stack of stuff
Well, I
hanging
mean,
off.
there could be bacon in there, which sounds good. I saw one the other day that had donut and bacon and all kinds of, but
Why-
there's way too many vegetables
Why
in there.
do restaurants do
Well,
that?
it's because it's cool and they can charge you more
I
for
don't
it.
think it's cool.
People like it for the gram. It looks good on the social.
They got a stack of carrots and olives and
see, again, too many vegetables.
yeah, it's crazy.
I don't want carrots in my drink.
Well, I don't either.
I don't want a V8. I don't want. I don't know. I'm not a Bloody Mary type.
Well, I enjoy them. I like them.
Do you?
Yeah.
You enjoy them a lot.
Then you switch to screwdriver, and then it's 9 a.m.
Oh my goodness. The Houston Astros with a Verley lead on Minnesota 4-0 as the Astros get a 3-run homer from Jose Abreu along with Tucker driving in Jose Altuve to account for the 4 runs in the top of the first inning. Pretty good start for the Astros.
Not bad. They need it.
Sucked in game 2 down in Houston. They need that one.
They do.
The Texas Rangers going for the sweep of Baltimore tonight. You can listen to that game here on 94.1 beginning at what, 6:30 pledge with the pregame?
Yep.
First pitch just after 7 o'clock. Playoff baseball is here. And playoff baseball can be a lot of fun. You also have the NHL opening tonight. 3 games. The Dallas Stars don't start till Thursday. Neither do my New Jersey Devils. But you do have a triple header today. And I just saw this kind of sad news. Barry Melrose won't be a part of ESPN's coverage this year. He's dealing with Parkinson's disease, and he's stepping away from ESPN because of it, which is sad.
Yeah, that is sad, and it's very sad. And I was sad to see that. Hockey season, huh? Wow.
You're not excited?
No, I'm trying.
Are you?
Yeah.
You're such a liar.
I'm trying to get excited.
I mean, that's your enthusiasm for basketball. I expected less for hockey.
Well, look, basketball's a different thing this year because of Wemby. And so I'll get into it a little early, but it's football season.
It is.
Yeah, I hate it when all the seasons just start.
It's the greatest time of the year. You get all 4 majors going on.
Basketball, first of all, the NBA, nobody gives a damn until Christmas.
Including the NBA.
Exactly. And hockey, nobody gives a damn, period.
That's not true.
And the baseball playoffs are good.
And baseball playoffs take a back seat to football.
Exactly. That's why I'm glad it's Tuesday. There's no football tonight. So tonight and tomorrow, I'll watch a little playoff baseball.
You know, you're sort of right. But I believe there is some college football on tonight. You know, some of those teams that you never get an opportunity to see, some of which you might not even know exist, they play on a Tuesday night. Like, for example, tonight you got Louisiana Tech against Middle Tennessee.
I've heard of both of those teams.
That game on CBS Sports Network. On ESPNU, Jacksonville State against Liberty. And on ESPN2, Appalachian State taking on Coastal Carolina. So a couple of Conference USA games and a couple of Sun Belt games. And you go, what the? I am so glad UTSA is out of Conference USA because that's a conference that's been relegated to Tuesday night television.
So are you watching that tonight?
Did I mention that there's hockey on? Did I mention that
Are
there's
you watching
baseball?
hockey?
Yes.
Oh, my
God. A triple header tonight. I'll probably check in on App State and Coastal Carolina.
That's great. Have a good time.
Got the WNBA finals going on, as Rocky Castillas reminds us.
Yeah.
Becky Hammond
She's going to go back to back.
She's trying. Got a couple of powers. We'll get into Micah Parsons calling out the coaches here in a bit, but our good buddy Indy Kalu joins us next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, and you need your logo on any kind of gear, get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. If you need caps done, Sam has over 12,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom, including the popular Richardson 112 style trucker caps. If you need t-shirts, screen printed, go see Sam. If you need your logo on any kind of gear, a fishing shirt, a golf shirt, whatever, Sam's got you taken care of. He's got all the big name brands, North Face, Eddie Bauer, Nike, Travis Matthew, Port Authority, to name a few. Over 700 uniform lines to choose from. Sammy's Embroidery and Printing. Nobody has better prices. No order too big, no order too small. Call 210-824-3900, 824-3900, or better yet, go by that massive showroom down on San Pedro. It's about a mile inside Loop 410, next to Big Lots across from McDonald's, or online, samsembroidery.com for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
Texas A&M football is on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday afternoon at 1:30. It's the Aggies and Tennessee in an SEC battle. Presented by Ewald Kubota, Just Pots, ABC Home and Commercial Services, The Angry Elephant, Airtron Heating and Air Conditioning, and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Hi, Jason Minix here from the Blitz. Want to take a moment to tell you about advertising here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. We get this question quite a bit. Easiest thing for you to do is contact Morgan Harrison via email at morgan.harrison@alphamediausa.com. From there, she'll have one of our folks connect with you about how you can advertise right here on our station. And since Alpha Media is a full-service advertising company, whether it's digital advertising, one of our other radio stations, or even connected television, they'll get you taken care of. Happy connecting.
Guys, your testosterone level can impact your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Book your testosterone level check at Revive Men's Health San Antonio. They're the local experts with guaranteed treatments for low T and ED. There are no lab fees. All your tests are included, and many patients find Revive more affordable than their insurance deductibles and copays. Book your testosterone level check today. Call 210-615-7077. That's 210-615-7777, or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Life moves fast. No one has time for a car, truck wreck, or commercial vehicle accident. At Davis Law Firm, we get it. When you call the force, you don't have to worry about insulting offers from insurance adjusters, property damage, or car rental. With over 25 years experience, we have secured important verdicts and settlements, some in the millions of dollars. I'm Jeff Davis. If you were in a car, truck wreck, or hit by a commercial vehicle, call me at 444-4444. You got it. There's only one number to remember. 4. Attorney consultation by appointment only. Davis Law Firm, San Antonio. Davis Law Firm is a proud official partner, personal injury attorney of the San Antonio Spurs.
Klein tools are new at Lowe's, pros. Lowe's knows you want top brands and quality products, and Klein Tools delivers. Right now, get the Klein 3-piece Mod Box mobile workstation for $319.94 and the Klein 5-piece cushion grip screwdriver set for just $34.97, both exclusively at Lowe's. Shop the largest selection of Klein tools, the highest quality tool brand at Lowe's. Because Lowe's knows tools, Lowe's knows pros.
WeatherGuard, the name that stands for unmatched security in truck boxes, is now making a name for itself on the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series circuit. WeatherGuard is the official sponsor of the safety and security work crews at Speedway Motorsports tracks across the country. Engineered to meet the demands from job sites to race sites, WeatherGuard truck boxes feature double welded seams, weather-tight seals, and high security latches and locks. If it's a job worth doing, it's a job worth WeatherGuard. Learn more at weatherguard.com/truck.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ziprecruiter.com/free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
It's the Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your shot at $50,000 nationally, while weekly winners locally get a $50 gift card to Five Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. At the end of the season, locally, the best overall record wins the San Antonio Grand Prize of $1,000 worth of tickets to any event from Awesome Tickets. Sign up today at sasportstar.com.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, a San Antonio Sports Star.
What kind of music is that?
He's Joe Ryan Eagle. I'm Jason Minix. I'm trying to figure out, because a lot of times James Pledger will put together music that fits. I don't know what he's saying about our buddy Indy Kalu, who joins us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. But Indy Kalu, can you name that tune?
You know what? Hold on. The mainstream hip hop is it Jay-Z or Puff Daddy?
Close.
Says you're close.
Kanye?
There it is.
Kanye.
And why did you pick this for Indy, Pledge?
Yeah, why?
Because you're a star, man. The flashing lights.
Oh, flashing lights. It started off a little slow, Pledge. I'm just going to say, it was like, I'm thinking it's ballroom dancing hour or something.
You know what? If I was choosing, since I'm an SA guy, San Antonio, I typically go with hip hop from the local towns. So y'all should have done some PKO. And I will give $20 to any of your listeners who can call you or text you and let you know what PKO stands for.
210-656 ESPN. You guys don't know how hard it is to separate ND and a dollar. So he's giving up 20. If you know the answer, 210-656 ESPN, 656-3776.
The first person, you know what, Jason, and Joe, if they get it before our interview's over, I'm feeling generous. I'll up it to $25. $25.
See, and you guys have to help us out, because what Indy means by that is 25 for you, the winner, 25 for Joe, 25 for me, and 25 for Pledge. So he's actually parting away with $100.
It might as well make it an even 100. Why not?
I mean, that's what it's all about. And Indy, you're not going to be surprised by this, but all our lines are lighting up. Now, whether they're right or not is a whole nother question. All right, Pledge this. All right, hang on a second. I'm gonna figure out. Let's see how to lock that in.
Wow.
So wow. All right. Hey, John, you're on the Blitz with Indy Kalu. You're gonna make us all $100 here, man.
Pounds, kilos, and ounces.
Oh, that is awesome. I'm sending you the money, Jason. I will cash after you after. Oh, okay, hold on. For an extra $10. What high school do they go to?
Wow.
The two rappers.
Do you know that, John?
John.
I'm thinking Central or Sam Houston.
You got to pick one.
Sam Houston.
See, now, Indy, before you answer that, I kind of like Sam Houston because Marshall would be too obvious.
Exactly. Marshall would be too obvious. It's not Marshall. And it's not Sam Houston. But it is an old district rival of mine, John Jay.
John
Jay. Wow.
I'm impressed. Shout out to John, who called in and answered. So I'm dead serious, Jason. I will cash app you.
All right. Well, no, don't cash app me.
Yeah, you're awful trusting giving that money to Minix.
Absolutely. Well, that and you know, I mean, Cash App to you, Zelle. I mean, I don't even have what's the other one? Venmo. You know, because my kid, we all have the same bank account through Zelle. So when somebody wants to Venmo me, they Venmo her, and she just transfers it into my account or sells it or whatever.
She does.
Well, that's always the idea. John, I'm going to put you on hold. Pledge, get his. You want Cash App? That seems so teenagerish, ND. Although I know you've got kids.
I have teenagers that are always asking me for money, so that's how I give it to them. That's the only one that I have.
So you don't do Zelle or Venmo or the other, you know, more adult things? You still do Cash App?
You know what? My office does Zelle, but I don't know how that works. So they handle that for me.
Oh,
well, you take this out of the office funds anyway. This ain't coming from the ND
this
account.
is an expense.
You know, it's funny though. When all this started, we started with Cash App and went away from it. Erica didn't like it because you didn't get your money right away. You had to wait. Or if you waited 24 hours, I think you got it all. If you tried to get it immediately, they took a higher percentage or something.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I've never received, like a true father, I've never received money from it. It's just always going out. So I didn't realize.
So in other words, ND, there's a penalty. You need to send 35, I guess, is the deal. Just to be on the safe side.
Pledge, is that Cash App? Will you text that to ND? And ND, have your office Zelle Joe me and pledge the rest of the money. We're adults. We Zelle.
Wow. I feel okay. Okay. You know what?
You've never sounded older. I don't know how to do that. I'll let the office handle it.
That's all right, Indy. I get called an old man daily on this show, so it's all right.
Look, you want to feel really bad. I did a podcast with Blake Cashman today, and he's a starting linebacker for the Houston Texans. He's 27, and we somehow got started talking about movies, and we talked about Any Given Sunday. Not only has he not seen it, he's never heard of it.
Oh,
wow.
That really made me feel
wow. Are you a fan of all these players that have podcasts?
Yeah, I'm not used to it, Jason. I don't want to say I'm not a fan of it because I feel like that's just the time and age. I'm not a fan of all this social media, Jason Minnick sending you a happy birthday when I could just text you or call you. You know, like it just, I'm not quite used to that. But as far as the podcast, I get that they're trying to brand themselves and get ready for life after football. But part of me does have a problem with after a loss, going on your podcast and talking trash about the team that just beat you. But that's just
are you talking about Micah Parsons?
It's exactly who he's talking about.
If you look at the talent scale from each one, I think we match up well with them. I just don't think we played to the same standard they played with yesterday. And it started with, the preparation. You go into any type of fight, you go into any type of game, and you would think like, man, like we're ready, but they out schemed us, and that's just the truth of it. They was prepared for everything we was in, everything we was prepared to do, and we just didn't help ourselves at that. So, my hat's off to Kyle Shanahan and how he prepared. I definitely think he was prepared for us, and I don't think that, we were put in a position to be prepared for what they have.
Did he just say our coaches suck?
You know what? I didn't hear that, and I was not referring to Michael Parsons. But first of all, great job with the pull. But you nailed it. When I was listening to it just now, when he says out schemes, that's basically saying their coaches did a better job than ours.
Yeah, he said we weren't prepared. He literally said we weren't prepared and not in the right positions.
Wow. That's where you have to be careful with podcasts because the listeners, when they listen to y'all, they know y'all are going to be transparent. Y'all are going to tell the people how you really feel. When you're still active and you're still a player, you have to be careful with statements like that because that could divide a locker room.
But, I wonder, Indy, does he – I don't think he meant to do that. It just happened. It just kind of happens that way. And again, it sounds bad, and you got to be careful what you say.
No, you nailed it. Like just like you said, you get the sense and you get the feel that he didn't go into that podcast saying, watch how I throw my coaches under the bus. Watch how I talk about how the other coaching staff did a better job than ours. And who knows, maybe he indirectly wanted us to take that from that conversation. But that's why you have to be careful when you're an active player and you have all these podcasts and you have to make sure everyone knows you're keeping it real and keep them entertained. It's a double-edged sword because the listeners might enjoy it, but then when you walk into work and everybody's looking at you side-eyed, you're going to have to answer to your brothers and to your teammates and to your coaches as well.
Indy Kalu joining us here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Don't mean to turn this into the Micah Parsons show. I love the kid. I think he's great. But, a couple weeks ago they were talking about, and I'm guilty, should he be in the MVP conversation, not just Defensive Player of the Year? You go out, you're a no-show, you have 0 impact plays in a 42-10 ass-kicking loss to San Francisco. And then he also said that George Kittle made it personal with his F Dallas t-shirt. They ended your last 2 seasons. How is it not already personal for Micah Parsons?
Again, like I said, you have to watch what you say, but for him to say that he made it personal, well, everyone's looking at him saying, well, do something about it. You know, you can't sit up there and say, oh, he made it personal, then they beat your ass 42-10 or whatever it may be. You say that after you win. Like, you know what? He made it personal last year. That's why we came out and drubbed him. But after you got your tail kicked, it almost sounds like you're complaining, oh, he made it personal. You dang right he made it personal, and he backed it up with 3 touchdowns.
Well, Indy, it's interesting. Did you ever wear T-shirts like that with messages to the other team or any of your teammates? Did they do that? Is that something that happens quite often in the NFL?
Well, again, keep in mind, I retired in 2009, so we were, we weren't quite as look at me back then. But I don't remember anybody actually wearing a T-shirt like that. And I'll say this: back in my day, now you really have me sounding old, but we didn't get as caught up in the rivalries as the fans. Like, you got excited, you fed off the energy. But I remember when I was in Philadelphia, and they hate Dallas in Philadelphia, and they're like, hey, all we care about you beating Dallas. Don't you hate Dallas? And I was like, well, I grew up in San Antonio, and I kind of like them. So, the players don't actually get as caught up into the rivalry. So I was surprised that George Kittle did have that shirt, and he really bought into it. But more power to him, because I bet he won't have to pay for dinner in San Francisco for the next couple of years just because of that.
You look at it,
Nice.
it's that way. And, then, of course, Micah trading jerseys on the field with Christian McCaffrey afterwards. That still drives me nuts. I know it's what they do today, but that drives me nuts. Indeed, every Texan fan, both of them listening right now, getting mad that we're taking a Texans topic and making it about the Dallas Cowboys, because that tends to happen here on the Blitz. So let's talk about what happened to the Houston Texans this week. I thought they were going to go into Atlanta and get a win. I thought CJ played another phenomenal game, 20 of 35, 249 yards, a touchdown, no interceptions again. I'm surprised that defense gave up that lead in the fourth quarter, and they blew that one.
No, everybody's surprised, because especially the way they started the game, the defense with the 2 turnovers, really setting the tone for the entire team. And C.J. Stroud, I mean, as a rookie, he's already the best professional quarterback in the state of Texas.
Shut up.
With him playing,
Shut up. Shut up.
With him playing the way that he's playing, and for them to lose to Atlanta, it was kind of disheartening. And look, this is going to be a tough year for the Texans. I think the ceiling is 7 wins. But to get to that 7, you have to pull off those victories against Atlanta, especially when you're going into the fourth quarter with a 12-7 lead.
Indy, other than the true statement you just made about C.J. Stroud and Dak Prescott, other than
Prescott's
that,
3-2, Stroud's 2-3.
Well,
you are what your record is.
Okay.
Isn't that what you always try to say?
It was a great statement, Indy, by the way. So I'm just saying that. Look, I know Texan fans, a couple in a row, and everybody's excited. And you lose a tight one to Atlanta. But when you're looking at Houston and their growth and what they're doing, I mean, are there moral victories for a team like the Houston Texans?
As long as it's not the players, but the fans, I'm okay with the moral victory. And like I mentioned, you don't ever want to lose. And again, I'm coming from a fan because I'm now, a huge fan of the game. But when you realize that you have a quarterback that you could build around, especially after the Deshaun Watson debacle, all the quarterbacks they tried to insert as starters after Deshaun Watson, it still feels good knowing that if the general manager, if the head coaches continue to develop the talent around C.J. Stroud and bring in more talent, that things could get real exciting real soon over the next year or two here for the Houston Texans. But it still hurts when you let a game like that get away.
Indy Kalu joining us here on the Blitz. I said last week, I thought they could go in and beat Atlanta. I thought they could also beat a New Orleans team that didn't look good against Green Bay or Tampa Bay, but then they go and shut out New England 34-0. I realize the Patriots aren't near the same, but I'm starting to rethink this Texans-Saints game. When you watched the Saints, and obviously you're paying close attention to what's Houston doing, how does Houston defend New Orleans? Like, I didn't think I would be as worried about the Texans defense as I am right now.
You know what? When you look at that Saints game and you know, like you mentioned, they beat the New England Patriots 34-0. I'm not saying it was luck, but if they played 10 times, maybe the Saints do beat the Patriots 9 out of those 10 times. But I don't know if it's always going to be that dominant. I'm still confident that the Texans can go over there and put pressure on Derek Carr. You know, my biggest concern when you look at the Saints is Alvin Kamara. You know, you feel like he has fresh legs. He goes out there and he does pretty good as a running back. I can't remember what the average per carry, but I believe it was close to 4 yards per carry. He has a few catches. Like that's the one guy that I feel like is the biggest threat to the Texans. And yeah, right now the New Orleans Saints are riding high. They're 3-2. They shut out the New England Patriots. I don't care how bad the Patriots are playing. One of the toughest things to do in the NFL is to shut out a team. So not only is your offense excited about the points they put on the board, but your defense is walking in there with a little extra swag, knowing that they just shut an NFL team out. So, yeah, I'm with you, Jason. Before that game, I was thinking to myself, you know what, the Texans could win 2 more in a row with Atlanta than New Orleans, but New Orleans is going to have a lot of confidence coming in town, and that's tough when you're when you're playing an NFL team that's really starting to believe that they're better than what we expect them to be.
Indy, when you look at that Texans defense, though, what is the biggest weakness there? Is it the run defense? Is that the biggest problem as you see it?
You know, I think it's just consistency, because you'll have a few series where you're like, oh, man, look what they did to Bijan Robinson. Bijan Robinson, who's having a great year as a rookie, they shut him down, and then they give up a big play. And then you start talking about Will Anderson, Jonathan Grenard, who's leading the team in sacks and tackle for losses, saying they're a great duo when getting after the passer. Then you have a game like they had against Atlanta where Desmond Ridder, they didn't sack him. I don't know if they touched him the entire game. But then there'll be a game like the week before where they're all over the quarterback. So I would say the biggest issue, I don't know if it's just one segment of the defense, like it's against the run or it's against the pass or it's against the mid to short passing game. I just think it's the consistency, because they show that they can do it, but they're not doing it for 4 quarters.
Well, and again, I mean, as much credit as C.J. Stroud is getting, and he should, they weren't very good on third down against Atlanta. Time of possession wasn't good, and they settled for way too many field goal attempts. I mean, at some point, and I realize he's young, the offense is going to stall out at times, but those are some drives that, sure, they ended in points, and that's good enough in Houston, not okay in Dallas, because they're a different standard. But is that one of the concerns you have with the offense?
Absolutely. I mean, you can't win by scoring field goals. And when you look at what they're doing in the red zone, it's not just C.J. Stroud. I mean, this is a team where coming into the season, you just assumed the running game was going to be on point because of what Damian Pierce did as a rookie, and then he's coming back as a starting running back. Then you bring in Devin Singletary, who didn't have to carry the entire game, which they're going to have to do something about that, because he should definitely have a minimum of 10 touches, in my opinion. That could be split up between rushing and receiving, but he's a guy that can make plays. So it's not just C.J. Stroud, even though he is the best professional quarterback in Texas.
Stop.
He can't leave that.
Stop. That's only because he's got a Dalton Schultz to throw it to.
Yeah, that's it. There's been a no-show.
He got the only touchdown last week.
Oh, well, congratulations.
Yeah, 7 catches, 10 targets.
Hold on, Jason. I'll say this. When I first said that 3 weeks ago, I literally said it just to get under your skin. But you can't tell me that right now, if you're taking a quarterback to build around, you're taking Dak Prescott over C.J. Stroud. You can't be.
So there's a difference when you say who do you want to build around and who's the best right now. Would I want C.J. Stroud on this Dallas Cowboys team versus Dak this year right now? The answer is no.
Absolutely, you would.
I don't know what type of weed you're smoking.
Exactly.
Dude, did you hear Jerry Jones today? Jerry Jones. This is Jerry Jones earlier today on Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott is a quarterback that can get us to the Super Bowl.
That's all you need to hear, Indy.
Okay, in the state of Texas, C.J. Stroud's the best quarterback. The second best is Max Johnson at A&M, and then Dak Prescott. So
why do you hate Quinn Ewers?
Oh, I don't hate Quinn Ewers, but I'm taking Max. I'm a little biased because I played with Max's dad, Brad Johnson.
How old does that make you feel?
Very old. Look, I'm past that. I just know I'm old. I don't
Indy
even
Kalu,
know.
always great having you on, man.
Always speaking
Seriously,
facts.
real quick, C.J. Stroud with the Cowboys are either they have the same record or they have one more win.
Wow.
I truly believe that. And I'm not just saying that to upset you.
You really are drinking that Kool-Aid down there now that you're getting that Texans paycheck again, aren't you?
Look, that's a Texan check. It's
you
not a
couldn't
C.J.
sound more
Stroud
like
check.
Mark Vandermeer if you tried.
Rock and roll.
Indy Kalu, analyst for Texans television, member of the San Antonio Sports Hall of Fame. We're way late for the break, man. We'll do this again next week. Make sure you send John his money.
All right, brothers. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow.
Appreciate you. Great Indy Kalu here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, my friends at Woods Comfort Systems want to say thank you because you've allowed them to take care of you all this time. How about 67 years worth of thank yous? That's right. It is their anniversary, their 67-year anniversary. And right now, the good folks at Woods Comfort Systems are offering a seasonal furnace safety check. Normally $129, but right now, for a limited time, you can get it for $67. That's right, $67. You got to call now for details or schedule your visit with one of their factory-trained service technicians to take advantage of this amazing 67-year anniversary special. 877-324-3902. Again, that number is 877-324-6902. Or you can go to woodscomfortsystems.com. You can ask about their free second opinion as well, and up to $1,000 buyback program. Woods Comfort Systems. I've known the Woods family for a long, long time. Grew up with them in my hometown of Alice, Texas. I like them. I trust them. You can trust them as well. 67 years in business. You don't do that if you're doing something wrong. Give them a call. 877-324-6902 or go to woodscomfortsystem.com.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. This Monday, it's the Cowboys and Chargers at 6 p.m.
Prescott in the gun, back looking, standing. Hurry up, throw the right flat, caught. Pollard, 25, 20 on the right sideline. Pollard streaks in. Touchdown.
Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chunk Law, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The UTSA Roadrunners are back in the Dome this Saturday against UAB. Hi, I'm April Lancira. Join me in packing the Dome Saturday by getting your tickets today. Go to UTSAFootballtickets.com.
I am quarterback Frank Harris. I want to see you Saturday as we play our first ever AAC home game. You don't want to miss the party. We need you there.
It's our UTSA Roadrunners against UAB this Saturday at 7 p.m. in the Alamo Dome. Don't miss out on the excitement. Get your tickets now at UTSAFootballtickets.com. That's UTSAFootballtickets.com.
My dad has a cold, but also has high blood pressure. That's why I got him Vicks DayQuil High Blood Pressure for max strength daytime relief. Unlike some ordinary cold medicines, it's specially formulated for people like my dad. DayQuil High Blood Pressure is sugar-free, alcohol-free, and decongestant-free.
Vicks DayQuil High Blood Pressure. The daytime, non-drowsy, coughing, aching, fever, sore throat, cold, and flu for people with high blood pressure.
Like my dad.
Medicine. Use as directed.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who specialize in saving the day and for the ones who've mastered the art of keeping business moving. We offer industrial-grade supplies for every industry with same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders, all backed by real people ready to help. So you can get the right answers and products right when you need them. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
For over 17 years, the award-winning legal team at George Salinas Injury Lawyers has been representing personal injury victims all across Texas. Have you been injured in an accident? George Salinas is ready to represent you with free consultations, 24/7 availability, and no attorney fees unless we win. George Salinas Injury Lawyers will help you get the results you need so you can focus on recovery. If you've been injured, one call could change your entire case. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers, 210-225-0909, or visit georgesalinas.com.
George gets justice. My name is Jim Conroy, and I'm the CEO at Boot Barn. As we celebrate 45 years supporting the Western community, we have been reflecting on the American Cowboys' incredible influence on our nation. Through tenacity and grit, they persevere to keep the Cowboy legacy alive while feeding families across the world. It speaks to the strength and spirit of our country, and we are honored to support this proud heritage. Thank you for sharing the West with us for 45 years.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, 988 provides 24/7 compassionate support and connection to trained counselors. When you call, text, or chat 988, you'll be quickly connected to trained counselors who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and connect you to additional resources if needed. There is hope. The Lifeline works. You are not alone. For 24/7 support, just call, text, or chat 988.
When your business needs an electrician, for over 35 years, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio. Powered by relationships with dedicated estimators who analyze the issue, research cost-effective solutions, and clearly communicate the options without charging you a dime. A proven process that allows you to continue focusing on your unique purpose. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or hill-electric.com.
Your home for college football's national championship is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
National champions at long last.
KTFM Floresville. San Antonio's Sports Center.
We've got Major League Baseball playoff action this afternoon. The Houston Astros and the Minnesota Twins. That series all tied up at a game apiece. But right now in the bottom of the third, the Astros lead 4-0. Texas Rangers go for the sweep tonight. They'll take on the Baltimore Orioles in Arlington. That's how you say it. You can hear that game right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. All begins at 6:30.
Arlington, huh?
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. You can always be a part of the show. You can dial up or text 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. On the X app thingamajigger we used to call it Twitter, at Joe Reinagel 210. At Jason Minix. And if you're watching on YouTube,
we appreciate it.
Subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel, and you can always comment there, which seems to be where the Texans fans gather.
That's where they gather?
That's where they all gather in the YouTube.
It's a little Texans community.
It kind of feels that way sometimes.
Yeah. That's okay. I have nothing against Texan fans.
Holy cow. Hey, John, congratulations. Indy just sent you $100, and he sent me a screen.
No way.
It was only supposed to be 25. He sent you 100, and you don't realize how cheap that dude is.
Now, wait a minute. That's 25 for John.
Well, it was supposed
25
to be.
For Pledge.
I mean,
we're splitting this 100.
That's what I thought.
Lunch on ND.
Well, yeah. Either way, John, congrats, man. You got that. Look. Clearly by some of the comments that Indy made about the quarterback situation, he's taken a couple of shots to the head.
He's
and,
not.
And,
look,
and then, and then he
not
sends
off,
a guy
man.
$75 too much on what he said he was going to do.
I hate to break it to you, but
look, it's easy to pile on after a loss. Right?
It's been 5 games, and Dakota has not played well. That entire offense has not played well.
You've got a 2-3 team and a 3-2 team. Depending on which argument you're trying to win, you'll say you are what your record is, right? Well, right now, Dak has a better record than C.J. Stroud. And what I hate about this is I love C.J. Stroud, but with idiotic arguments like this, you make me sound like I'm putting him down, which is not the case. Could he end up being better 8 years in than Dak? Absolutely. And my God, I hope he is.
I don't think it's going to take that long.
Well, look,
there are a lot of quarterbacks that are better than Dak at the moment. I would put C.J. Stroud in that list somewhere along the line, but there are a lot of quarterbacks. Look, I like Dak as a person. As a quarterback, on the other hand, not so much. 8 years, hasn't gotten the job done.
Again,
Jerry loves the guy.
Well, again,
what are you going to do?
It hasn't gotten the job done. I mean, and we're talking about quarterbacks. It's all about what do you do in the postseason, right? But in 8 years, the guy has put up some ridiculous stats, a lot of regular season wins. It's playoff Prescott that sucks. That guy hasn't gotten it done. You don't know what CJ is going to be like in the postseason. And let's face it, the Texans thought they had some teams through the years that were going to at least get to an AFC championship game. They had some good teams. You thought Deshaun was going to be able to do that with some of the talent there. Hell, Matt Schaub, in between doing your taxes, you thought he was going to be able to get there with some of the talent there.
Yeah, it's hard to get there. I'll give that to you. However, I get upset with Jerry Jones for being loyal to a fault. You know, if he had been doing his job the way that he's supposed to do his job and drafting a quarterback and planning for the future, like he did with Dak Prescott, by the way, drafting him when nobody thought Dak Prescott would see the light of day for many years. And he got put in there because of injury. It happens. Jerry has not done that since Dak has been the quarterback. And it's like, you know, what are you doing?
Well, I mean,
you got to have a plan B.
I mean, and he doesn't because he went all in with Dak, signed him to the contract. I'm stuck with this guy, or he's under contract for he's our guy. Let's build up the defense, and they've done that. You get a Micah Parsons, and I love Micah Parsons. I don't love the Micah Parsons podcast. James Pledger loves it because, Micah, I appreciate the honesty, the no filter, but at some point when you get your ass kicked, you got to quit saying they're not better than us. We made the mistake.
Yeah.
We're going to fix these mistakes. He talked about penalties. Well, dude, penalties have been a problem for the Cowboys since Mike McCarthy took over. You haven't fixed them yet. So quit talking about it and go get it done. But he also kind of feels like you tell me what went wrong. He sounds like he's throwing his coaches under the bus.
I don't think the 49ers are at a way higher level than us. And I said we need to reconsider and fix some things. And when I say that is, if you look at the game and we talk about the Cowboys and who we want to be and how great we want to be, it just wasn't there all around in all phases of the game. And it was like, I like almost to succeed in some instances. And like, I just feel like we beat ourselves.
Was that on Dan Quinn?
Well, he's a defensive player, so yes, Dan didn't have him in right position.
There you go.
And they beat themselves. San Francisco
had nothing
to do with it. And quite honestly, he doubles down on the lack of prep.
If you look at the talent scale from each one, I think we match up well with them. I just don't think we played to the same standard they played with yesterday. And it started with, the preparation. You go into any type of fight, you go into any type of game, and you would think like, man, like we're ready. But, they had every counterattack. They out-schemed us, and that's just the truth of it. They was prepared for everything we was in, everything we was prepared to do, and we just didn't help ourselves at that. So, my hat's off to Kyle Shanahan and how he prepared. I definitely think he was prepared for us, and I don't think that, we were put in a position to be prepared for what they have.
Whoa.
That's squarely on Dan Quinn.
It really is.
I mean, that is a shot to Dan Quinn right between the eyes. And I just wonder how, when they go back to practice tomorrow, I mean, does Quinn say anything? Does he pull Micah aside? That was clearly two shots at his defensive coordinator, who's supposed to be the defensive genius.
You look at, again, was he being honest and to a degree trying to be complimentary of Kyle Shanahan while intentionally or unintentionally, and let's hope that was an unintentional shot at DQ. But they weren't prepared. And he's right.
Now, maybe San Francisco's just better. It has nothing to do with being prepared.
No, they're not better. Micah said they beat themselves.
Maybe San Francisco is just that much better than the Dallas Cowboys.
Micah said they beat themselves.
Micah was a no-show. Maybe if he would have showed up, then they wouldn't have been there. Micah did not play well. he was a no-show. And for a guy to mouth off the way he's doing that and throwing his defensive coordinator under the bus, I mean, maybe he ought to show up and play.
Wow.
So it's up to Dan Quinn to make sure he's in the right spots to be successful. I thought Micah Parsons was an MVP candidate. I thought he was a shoo-in for Defensive Player of the Year.
Well, coaches coach, right? I mean,
and players play. Do you not have any instinct at all, Micah Parsons?
I mean, again, you follow the scheme. Coach said, "Stand here." I stand here.
Oh, I see. That's how it is.
And then, listen to what Micah had to say about George Kittle and his F Dallas T-shirt.
George Kittle had 3 touchdowns on us, and he posted this thing to IG. And I always have this expression, and we're gonna look at this. You know, he said F Dallas. Yeah. You know, I just feel like he's making it way more personal than it had to be. And you know, Kittle's my guy, but I'm gonna say this: laugh now, cry later. You got something for that. Just trust. Just trust. If we see them again, just trust. Laugh now, cry later. And we're gonna put it just like that. I ain't gonna put too much on it. You're gonna make it personal, we can make it personal.
They ended your last 2 seasons in the playoffs. How was this not personal already?
And unless Dan Quinn tells him to stand somewhere else, he's not going to be able to do anything because obviously he follows his coach's orders to a T.
No.
And so what's he going to do if Quinn says stand over there? Yeah, I got to stand here. I can't tackle George Kittle.
I look, they did a good job of trying to contain McCaffrey. And in doing so, they let George Kittle run wide open.
I see.
I don't know.
Dan Quinn.
The beauty of this is Debo went on Up and Adams with Kay Adams. And I guess Kay said, hey, did you hear what Micah said?
It was already personal before the game started. Now 42-10, I don't think you want to see us again. It might be a little bit worse.
Whoa.
Wow. Debo.
I don't know what we trust.
Micah, Debo, I don't know what to say. I'm getting uncomfortable.
I don't know what we trust. We trust, laugh now, cry later. I mean, I don't think you want to see us again.
Yeah. I think that's great. And he's right. And it's 3-0, is it not?
Well, their last three. The last three. I mean,
3-0.
I mean, well, the Cowboys had won the last 3 in the regular season. San Francisco, the last 2 in the postseason. I would much rather win in January than in October. Let's go to the phones. Gary, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
I'm telling you, people need to understand football, it's a team sport, and that means coaches have to take responsibility when they're not doing their job also. I think Micah was kind of, picking his words real closely, and he let one slip. But, man, coaches are not always right. Dan Quinn, guys running around wide open in the secondary. What, is that Dak's fault? Is that Micah's fault? You watch the game closely, you see Micah Parsons getting blocked by 2 on every play, not just 1, 2 330-pound men. So Micah's job was not a very easy job to do. So I think that whole game was a total debacle, and everybody can wear a little bit of the crap. Now, as far as that shirt that Kittle put up, I would have that shirt on our bulletin board, and it'd be there for the whole year and saying, hope we see you again. If we get beat 56-0, then we will. But I guarantee you, some of those times where you're throwing my running back on top of his head out of bounds, that'll be McCaffrey next time.
Gary, appreciate the phone
Thanks,
call.
Gary.
I mean, I hope they meet again, although maybe not.
Do you really?
Not really.
No, you really don't, because San Francisco's the best team in the NFL, period.
They really
they're
are.
That much
maybe
better
they're peaking too
than
soon
the Dallas
because
Cowboys.
Mike is probably going to say that next.
They're that much better than the Cowboys.
They're that, yeah.
Face it.
They are.
They are.
They are. Nobody's arguing with you, Joe.
Okay. Well, I was expecting you to.
Why? I'm always honest.
And Gary, I love you, Gary. But you know, Micah deserves some. And if he's getting hit by 2 230-pound men, where the hell is DeMarcus Lawrence? Where the hell is Diggy Zua? Where the hell is everybody else?
Mozzie Smith.
Yeah, he did. Where was he? Did they leave him back in Frisco? Has that guy seen the field yet? Jeez. That's 2 wasted picks, 1 and 2 for the Dallas Cowboys.
I feel like I need to keep this going because your face is so red right now, and it's not the sunburn from Cabo.
Unbelievable.
Are you sure?
Where was Mozzie? Did he play 1 second in San Francisco?
Mm-hmm.
He did?
No,
he didn't.
Well, if he did, I didn't notice him.
No, nobody else did
I
either.
don't know who was out there.
For
the Dallas Cowboys.
Will you stop drafting people from Michigan?
Why do you hate Coach Harbaugh?
Because they suck. Stop drafting people from Michigan. Schoonmaker, Mozzie, neither one of those guys are contributing. First round pick, second round pick, and they're no shows.
Who else was a no show?
It's a good thing that the
like
Cowboys
Oprah.
have.
Where was he? Where was he?
Who?
The no shows. You sound like Oprah. Where was this guy?
Yes.
Where was that guy?
Well, where were they? They weren't playing football.
It's called that ghost defense that Dan Quinn has invented.
Yeah.
We're going to scrap that system. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You know, nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast because you do. Best way to do that, call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They're discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. So if you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
Texas A&M football is on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday afternoon at 1:30. It's the Aggies and Tennessee in an SEC battle. Presented by Ewald Kubota, Just Pots, ABC Home and Commercial Services, The Angry Elephant, Airtron Heating and Air Conditioning, and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
If you're a man and you live in San Antonio or the surrounding areas, you need to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Are you having issues rising to the occasion? Do you constantly worry about whether or not you can perform? Have you completely stopped having adult time? Is it something you just don't talk about? Guys, we have a solution. Mojo, the 100% guaranteed male enhancement pill that's fast, effective, and was designed to reignite passion, performance, and confidence in the bedroom. Yeah. Be ready at a moment's notice with the Mojo Male Enhancement Pill from Pure Line Nutrition. And for those of you who have used Mojo, check out Mojo Enduramax.
Touchdown!
A new formula that improves the potency and effectiveness of Mojo. Get fast results, last longer, and be the man she'll never forget. Mojo and Mojo Enduramax, 100% natural male enhancement formulas, only available at Pure Line Nutrition. Call now, 210-494-2210. That's 210-494-2210. Or visit us online at thepureline.com.
It's football season, and the Roo Pub is kicking off their 10-year anniversary party. Over the past decade, the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch a game with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. College football, pro football, the games are on at the Roo. Aggie fans, every game will be on with sound. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Celebrating 10 years, the Roo Pub next to the Angry Elephant, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo. Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
It's easy to think all money managers are pretty much the same, but at Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
Different? How? You sell high commission investment products, right?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission-based investment products.
Well, you must earn commissions on trades.
Nope, never at Fisher. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in our client's best interest. It's the highest standard of care for a financial advisor.
How do you know what's in their best interest?
We get to know our clients and then tailor a portfolio based on their goals and needs.
But you probably sneak in some hidden and layered fees.
No, we have one transparent management fee, structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, you really do look out for your clients.
That's because our top priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. It might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investments and securities involve the risk of loss.
Check out the Jim Rome Show, weekdays at noon.
If you're San Antonio, there are benefits that come along with it. I will cut you the front of the line. We're going to hike the return.
On 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
So we want to talk Wemby or keep talking about how you hate Michigan?
I'm not a big fan, obviously. At least, I don't hate Michigan as much as, say, I don't know, like a Notre Dame. But Michigan's on the list.
Joe Pledge said that was as close as you've come to ripping off glasses you don't have in a long time.
Exactly right. Man.
Ryan says Michigan got Joe scrambling for words.
Uh-huh.
Jay Glenn says someone tell Micah when you lose by 30, shut up.
Yeah, that's good
Victor
advice.
says a Dallas Cowboy therapy session.
Appreciate all y'all listening on YouTube.
Stuff. Do you have a bad connection?
Do I?
I don't know. It looks all right to me.
It looks like it, doesn't it?
Somebody's complaining about your wireless connection.
Well,
that's just how
I
Joe
see that.
looks.
Hey, Seuss, I'm not in charge of the internet provider here at San Antonio Sports
That's
Star.
what happens when you don't have an Apple device, Joe.
No,
Southside Charlie, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Apple.
Hey, Ryan Nagel, we finally agree on something. Diehard Cowboy fan, diehard Buckeye fan. We don't even refer to them by the state they come from. We should never, ever draft another player from that team up north. Mozzie Smith, Jordan Lewis, Schoonmaker, my Lord, Taco Charlton. We passed on T.J. Watt for him.
No, wait, hold on now. Hold on.
Southside, you are exactly right.
What's wrong with Jordan Lewis? Jay Lou's playing well, man. He's the one.
I don't even know. He's our fourth string cornerback.
Well, but he's playing well for a four-string guy. He's above expectation where all the other guys you mentioned were well below. Right?
I do not cheer for any players from the mistake by the lake.
Wow.
Nice call, Southside Charlie. That was fantastic.
How does Southside Charlie be a guy from the Ohio State University?
Born and raised, Youngstown, Ohio.
Really?
Nice.
You're from where all the Stoopses are from?
That's right. That's right. And just being a Cowboys fan, that just comes with being America's team, baby.
There you go, man. You're a true American. Southside Charlie, but
great call. We'll agree a lot more, Charlie. You just keep listening.
I know.
I'm the only one on this show that makes any sense.
Really?
Yes.
I mean, look, you're good for one a month.
One a month. Yeah. Okay. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Well, we know you don't get a lot of things.
What
we
is
hear
the
you
attraction, honestly? But what is the attraction with Michigan players?
Dude, I have
and
no
the Dallas
idea.
Cowboys.
I mean, you go back. The Mozzie pick, we were both all right.
Yeah, I mean that was a need they needed to address.
I would like to see. I don't know. Somebody taken in the first round having an impact 5 weeks in.
That would be nice.
I would like to think whoever you took in the second round might have an impact 5 weeks in.
That
right?
Strike two.
My fourth, fifth, sixth round guys, they're developmental. First round picks should be immediate impact guys.
Should be.
I mean, should be.
The Marvian Overshone, I'm going to tell you what, that injury is turning out to be critical because with Van Der Esch going out for 4 to 6 weeks, as it appears now, Cowboys are paper thin at linebacker. I mean, paper thin at linebacker.
Well, and I would like to think that he would be making an impact had he been able to.
I think he was.
To stay healthy.
He had an impressive training camp.
So when you look at, although being fair to Jerry,
I love Jerry.
At the time of the draft, and with the needs and what we thought of this team at the time, which is proving to be fairly inaccurate 5 weeks into the season. But at the time, they were drafting, I don't want to say luxury picks there. There was obvious need with the run stopper, but there were other guys there to where you didn't necessarily need the immediate impact.
Offensive lineman.
But I would like to have seen the immediate impact. I think we both agreed at the time the tight end pick was dumb.
Yes.
And rushed. But with Dalton Schultz off to Houston, the need for a tight end, and you saw the run on tight ends, because I think everybody thought that we'd end up with Laporta, and when he went early, then it was like your fantasy draft. Tight end. Oh, crap, we need one. Michigan,
yeah, they panicked. It really appears that they panicked.
That way.
And, hey, look, Laporta's the real deal. I mean, that guy is playing well, but, I mean, if the Cowboys really wanted that guy, then roll the dice, trade up, try to get him up there. And draft that guy if that's who you really want.
I mean, trading up depends. It depends on how much they really wanted him, or
they obviously wanted a tight end.
If they thought he was going to be gone at the time. I mean, that's part of the draft. Sometimes is you think a guy's going to fall your way, and they don't. Trying to move up, we don't know that they didn't.
Schoonmaker didn't do anything at Michigan.
No,
I mean, he didn't.
No,
and I'll never understand that pick, honestly.
And again, we can spend hours talking about the same thing over and over again.
Isn't
which
that what we do?
but that's more about Dak Prescott. But on the Schoonmaker pick, that continues to be a head scratcher. And
it does.
And even then, your man crush, Jake Ferguson,
3 for 3 the other night. I mean, I don't know. The guy catches the football when it's thrown to him. Now,
when he doesn't.
He was 3 for 3. What one did he miss?
The other night. The other night.
He was 5 of 6 the week before.
So he didn't catch one?
Well, that was Dak's fault.
Oh, of course it was.
Of course he overthrew him.
Of course. It's always Dak's fault.
Of course.
I mean, Dak needs to run down the field and hand it off to somebody. To complete the pass.
I don't know why you're ripping on my guy, because
nobody's ripping on your guy.
He's playing well.
And again, what I was about to say is you didn't have to draft the tight end that high.
Exactly.
What the Cowboys don't see in Jake Ferguson still baffles me, because last year we thought he played well enough to replace him. Do you need another tight end? Sure. Did you need the tight end in the second round?
No, you didn't, because Schoonmaker would have probably been there in the 4th round.
Nah, he would have been gone.
Nah, whatever.
He
he would have been somebody else's bust instead of the Cowboys.
Well, that's it.
That would have been nice.
Although maybe he, in a different system, would be playing like Sam Laporta.
If you can't succeed as a tight end with the Dallas Cowboys, you can't succeed as a tight end.
So what are you saying?
I'm saying
it's a tight end driven offense.
Schoonmaker is a bust.
Wow. 5 weeks in, you're ready to call him a bust.
I am, yes.
Wow.
Although he was wide open, and Dak Prescott sailed one about 10 feet over his head.
I'm sure he ran the wrong route.
I'm sure he did, of course.
Probably cut that route off short.
And he's probably saying, man, if I only had a better quarterback.
He's not
If only
saying
they
that.
would have traded me to the Houston Texans, and I played with C.J. Stroud.
Said nobody ever. Dak Prescott can win a Super Bowl.
Sure.
That's what Jerry Jones said today.
Yeah,
He is doubling down on Dak Prescott after losing 42-10. We all need to find somebody that loves us like Jerry Jones loves Dak Prescott. We'll dive into that coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, the weather is cool. I know everybody said this. I wasn't here, but the weather was great this weekend. Nice and cool, and fall is here, at least for a while anyway, and that means colder weather, probably rain as well. I know it rained over the weekend. So, look, if you found out your roof maybe the summer hot sun kind of did some damage to you, had a leak. You need a roofer that deals with the same weather that you and I deal with. That's Stevens Roofing. Look, they've been in business for a long time, and they're not going anywhere. They're going to be here when you need them each and every time. You need a reliable roofer that can handle anything. Stevens Roofing can do that. You can get them online at stevensroofing.net, or you can give them a call at 210-785-0994. Stevens Roofing can do it all. Doesn't make any difference. If you've got a commercial project you need done, they can handle that. You want a metal roof put on your home, they can do that as well. And they're licensed by the city of San Antonio. Estimates are always free. So be sure your roof is safe and secure as we head into the winter. You do that with Stevens Roofing, your local roofer. 210-785-0994. Online at stevensroofing.net. And don't forget their saying, buy local, stay local, trust local with Stevens Roofing. 210-785-0994.
It's R&R in the morning.
Wednesday on R&R in the morning, we hear from Cowboys owner and GM Jerry Jones. What's wrong with his quarterback? What's wrong with his head coach? And we'll start looking forward to the Chargers.
Wemby made his debut. 20 points in 19 minutes. Could have gotten any better. It could. We'll tell you how. The party starts at 6.
It's your wake-up call. R&R in the morning, 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Now's the time to head out to your nearest Ewald Kubota dealer and get a great deal on a brand new Kubota M-Series tractor during the Ewald Kubota Inventory Reduction Sale. Get a feature-loaded M5, 6, or 7 with powerful engine options. And with Kubota, you get comfort, quality, and value. So get a great deal on the Kubota M-Series during the Ewald Kubota End-of-Year Inventory Reduction Sale. From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas for over 75 years, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
Klein tools are new at Lowe's, pros. Lowe's knows you want top brands and quality products, and Klein Tools delivers. Right now, get the Klein 3-piece ModBox mobile workstation for $319.94 and the Klein 5-piece cushion grip screwdriver set for just $34.97, both exclusively at Lowe's. Shop the largest selection of Klein tools, the highest quality tool brand at Lowe's. Because Lowe's knows tools, Lowe's knows pros.
Yo, 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 what's up, party people? I'm Julie Foudy.
And I'm Lynn Ozawi.
We host the ESPN podcast Laughter Permitted, where we have candid chats with trailblazing women in sports and beyond.
We've talked with goats like Billie Jean King, Simone Biles, Mia Hamm, Sue Bird, Candace Parker, Michaela Schifrin, just to name a few.
So grab a donut or 500 and check us out wherever you get your podcasts. And a huge shout out to our presenting sponsor, Ally, who has supported us since day one. It's Laughter Permitted.
The UTSA Roadrunners are back in the Dome this Saturday against UAB. Hi, I'm April Ansira. Join me in packing the Dome Saturday by getting your tickets today. Go to UTSAFootballtickets.com.
Hi, I'm quarterback Frank Harris. I want to see you Saturday as we play our first ever AAC home game. You don't want to miss the party. We need you there.
It's our UTSA Roadrunners against UAB this Saturday at 7 p.m. in the Alamo Dome. Don't miss out on the excitement. Get your tickets now at UTSAFootballtickets.com. That's UTSAFootballtickets.com.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that is MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save many families up to $500 a month, and that is huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The member satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. MediShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years. Members have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. So see what you can save. This is a very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE, 855-51-BIBLE.
Lowe's knows how to save pros time and money. Right now, get 15% off select gelled Win windows and patio doors. And there's more. Earn 3 times MVP's bonus points on select Klein tools. Visit us in-store or online for more deals you can't beat. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Offer valid 10/5 through 10/11. Selection varies by location. Bonus points calculated before taxes and fees after applicable discounts, if any. Valid through 10/27.
A psoriasis flare-up can make a walk in the park, well, no walk in the park.
It's that obvious, huh? I've tried so many lotions and creams, but I still have symptoms.
So those don't do enough to treat the inflammation beneath the skin, leaving you with those uncontrolled symptoms.
Makes sense, but what else can I do?
You can get real with your dermatologist so they can help you get clear. Make an appointment and, oh, you're already on it.
Hi, yes, I'd like to make an appointment.
Get real clear about psoriasis at letsgetrealclear.com. Sponsored by App.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
It's the Mike McCarthy Show every Friday morning at 6:45 and 9 with R&R in the morning.
Morning, Coach. How you doing? I'm doing well. Good morning, Rob and Rudy.
Good morning. A look at the Cowboys' upcoming game, presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, you, just keep on dancing.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He is Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Joe, how many teams are in the NFL?
32, I believe.
32 teams.
Uh-huh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
You can count.
14, 15, 16, 17, 18 teams on this list.
Uh-huh.
With longer championship droughts than the Dallas Cowboys.
Does that really matter? I mean, do you enjoy making yourself feel better by making others feel bad?
No, I really don't. But I find it interesting that San Francisco hasn't won a championship in 28 years. Miami, 49 years. Washington, 31 years. Apparently 53 years for Minnesota, 37 for Chicago. Houston has never been, neither is Cincinnati or Atlanta.
It's one thing to win a championship. It's another thing to at least be successful in the playoffs and get there.
Well,
there's something to be said about that.
I just feel like the ball's always moving when it comes to the Cowboys and Dak Prescott, because Jerry Jones went on the radio today, and there are 18 teams with older trophies in their offices or no trophies at all than what Jerry has. Right?
Yeah, okay.
Right? And he thinks Dak Prescott can go win a Super Bowl. He does.
Dak Prescott is a quarterback that can get us to the Super Bowl, and that's the way that's going to be.
Do you have the Jerry laughing?
Be real clear. Dak's very capable of making this team.
Get us where we want to go. He never said anything about winning. He says, get us to where we want to go. That's the Super Bowl.
That's the Super Bowl.
Huh. He didn't say anything about winning it, though. Can you imagine Dak Prescott somehow getting the Cowboys to a Super Bowl and then throwing 3 picks during such Super Bowl?
I mean, look. Jerry doubling down today.
Uh-huh.
And I know he knows that he's taking arrows left and right for those comments.
I'm sure he is.
I will give Jerry credit because your team got your ass kicked on national television on Sunday night. And measuring stick game, and you guys flat out did not show up.
We did view this game as a game that would tell us where we are. And nobody likes where we are. What you're asking me and what I'm asking our mirrors and what I'm asking ourselves, can we be different? Can we play different? Can we play potentially different against a team the caliber of San Francisco? And I feel strongly the answer is yes on all fronts. We can do a better job on offense. We can do a better job on execution. We can do a better job on of what we want to put out there, what we want to try to do. So, again, without being redundant, we just got to go to work.
Go to work. I mean, and put it behind him and go to work. But he doubles down on his love for Dak Prescott, and he thinks Dak is the guy. And that's the biggest problem, is there is no replacement for Dak in that room. And his contract suggests the extension is coming just because they need the financial relief.
I figured they would have released Trey Lance by now. After all, he gave up all the intelligence on
clearly
on
that
San
didn't
Francisco.
Work. That did not work.
And so I just and maybe Will Greer had the better intel.
I mean,
than Trey Lance. I mean, you figure?
Will Greer didn't do anything for New England against Dallas, so.
Oh, it was New England. That's right.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
but why let the facts get in the way of a good story?
I just thought it was funny.
Yeah, I know you did.
So, look, can we just put that to bed now that teams really doesn't really work?
There is intel to be had.
Okay.
Does it lead to wins? I don't know. If they'd have beaten them, you have to wonder if that would have played a factor. So I look at it. It's a fun piece to it, and quite frankly, it still baffles me why they made the trade for Trey Lance.
I have no clue why they did that, and I said that at the time. I mean, I think it was a horrible trade.
It was, but the only thing that made sense is they wanted him for intel. Well, strap him to a chair, get all the knowledge out of him. The interrogation. Isn't that what we heard?
Maybe Trey Lance was just a spy, and he gave him false info.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Dallas now they cut Trey and he ends up back in San Francisco.
I don't know. I mean, Debo Samuels was on Up and Adams with Kay Adams, and she asked him about Trey Lance giving up the trade secrets.
You can give him anything you want, but you still got to put the pads on to go out there and stop us. And I think that's kind of hard to do right now.
And, so, I mean, maybe the info was good. The execution was bad.
There you go. I mean, that's possibly what it was. I don't think that. Look, I don't know why the Cowboys traded for Trey Lance. I don't want to rehash that. They got him. They're stuck with him now. I just don't know what Jerry Jones drives me insane. Love the guy. I love what he does for the Dallas Cowboys. I love the promoter he is. I love how he is with the media. I love all of that kind of stuff. But loyalty, Jerry, to a fault with some of these guys, signing a bad quarterback to a bad deal.
Well,
and now you're stuck with him.
Was he a bad quarterback when he signed the deal? I mean, let me be honest. Dak Prescott
had a great rookie year.
He's had a great career in the regular season. Be honest and be fair. If you like to judge him against a Kirk Cousins, and you credit all the Kirk Cousins regular season numbers, and then you go to the postseason. Dak has had back-to-back 12-win seasons, been quarterback of the number one offense for the last.
Now, four of those wins aren't credited to Dak, though. Those are Cooper Rush's.
All right.
Last year.
The year before that. I mean, he's the quarterback of a 12-win team, back-to-back 12-win. You go back and you look at what he did in 21. You go back and was it 18, 19? I mean, 37 touchdowns and 12, 13 interceptions, whatever the numbers were. He has put up some gaudy numbers. He is a great regular season quarterback. You can't take that away from him, but he's been awful in the biggest moments, the biggest games. He's just not there.
Kind of reminds you of Kirk Cousins, doesn't it?
Well, Dak sometimes wins on primetime, but he sure looked like Kirk Cousins Sunday night.
Oh, come on. Kirk Cousins is a lot better than that. And he's on a horrible Minnesota team. Horrible Minnesota team. And Dallas is supposed to be primed for a championship.
Coming into the season, a lot of people, national types, had the Cowboys winning the division or even going to the Super Bowl, right?
Sure.
That not just say, Minix, you're a homer. Of course you picked him.
I think, or top three in the NFC, certainly.
I mean,
yes.
So at this point, fair to say, they have been a major disappointment.
Yes.
But when you look at the roster, and that includes the quarterback, a lot of people looked at the Cowboys and thought this could be their year.
Sure. Yeah. I don't know. Some people thought it was their year or could be their year. I said they were one of the top three in the NFC. That's what I thought. Obviously, that's not correct because I think there's at least two other teams that are better than them right now in Detroit and Seattle.
and Philadelphia and
well, yeah, that goes without saying.
Oh, does it? Because you said top three and you named two teams.
San Francisco, Philly, Detroit, Seattle.
I'm with you, but where are they right now? This week, after what happened to them on Sunday night, you look at power rankings that come out every week, and they're about number 7, which surprises me.
On ESPN, yes, they're number 7.
I thought they would have dropped a lot farther than what they did, all the way down to number 7. That's it. Because I think some will look at it and say, well, it's one game, but overall, are they really that bad? And I think you could say the same for the Buffalo Bills. You beat Miami, and then you lose to Jacksonville. You've also lost to the New York Jets. But when you look at the roster, if they play to the level you think they're capable of playing at, they're better than what we saw on Sunday night, but they're nowhere close to as good as what San Francisco is.
I just wonder, and the more I look at this offense, and this is not a knock squarely on Dak Prescott because there's other guys on that offense, they're not playing well.
No.
Now, whether that's Mike McCarthy's play calling, and I think that's part of it, maybe it's those guys just aren't as good as we thought they would be heading into this year. I don't know, but that offense is not playing well. It hasn't played well all year. You can go back to the Arizona game where they drove the ball up and down the field. Okay, couldn't punch it in. The Giants game is kind of it's out there because, well, they didn't really have to play offense. But the offense has not played well yet this season through 5 games. They just haven't. And if that changes, I don't know. They've got an opportunity to change that against the Chargers because that Chargers defense is not that good. Will they get it done? That remains to be seen, but they have not played well.
Well, one of the things, despite what happened the other night, Jerry Jones isn't panicking.
I'm not panicked, but the gap is. I don't want to. When something tells you what it is, don't try to dream that it's something else. Now, what I'm trying to say is we can do better than what we did out there Sunday night. That's a given. We can do better. We have the potential to do better. We have the preparation to do better. We didn't do it at all, to be tried about it Sunday night. But can we change? My life has always been working for myself. And consequently, when you work for yourself, you have to change what you're looking at in the mirror. That doesn't work anymore, or that's not working, and you have to go change it. In this particular case, we have to do some changes from within, and I'm talking technical things now. I'm not talking about the will and the attitude and the work ethic that's with this team. This team's got that. And we have players in place. Do we have it at quarterback? Let me be very affirmative. I completely believe that we have the quarterback that can take us where we want to go. Do we have the coaching staff on both sides of the ball? And I certainly do. Did Sunday reflect that? No.
And again, was it a bad game? You know, ESPN has the Cowboys at number 7 in their power rankings. Pledge always finds negative Cowboy news. Apparently, Bleacher Report has the Cowboys at 11. Yahoo has the Cowboys at 7. Detroit at 6. Miami at 5. Buffalo 4. Kansas City 3. Philly and San Francisco 2 and 1.
See, I think, and to be fair to Dallas, I think Buffalo is overrated. I mean, yeah, they smacked the Dolphins around when everybody thought they were the greatest thing in the world. But yeah, you go to London, and that's kind of a misnomer too, because you could make excuses for them. But I don't know how good they are. I don't know how good Josh Allen is.
But even say like Baltimore, you know, they lose a bad Pittsburgh team, and they're still ranked at number 9. They dropped from 8 to 9.
I mean, that's crazy. Look, the teams that are playing the best, obviously, right now are San Francisco and Philly. But you got to throw the Detroit Lions in there. I think Seattle's in there as well. They're playing well.
I mean, you could almost argue, I mean, Detroit might be more consistent and playing better than Philadelphia. Philadelphia hasn't played really good football yet. Not crisp, not a complete 4 quarters, yet they're undefeated.
They found a way to get it done, though.
And you look at, you know, like, and that's the scary part of Philadelphia. I don't think they're playing anywhere near what they're capable of looking like as we get deeper into October, November, December. With San Francisco, you wonder, Can they get better as the season goes along, which is a scary thought, but most teams, or is this it? Can they keep even this consistency? Because at some point it happens every year. I mean, it's been a long time since there's been an undefeated team in the National Football League, and we're getting to the point where most of those guys aren't going to be around for that annual champagne toast that they have. So, I mean, it's nuts. At some point, San Francisco's going to have a bad game.
They're going to lose. Philly's going to lose some games too. I mean, and nobody's going to go undefeated. It's just too difficult. It's going to be interesting to see this week because the Eagles are at the Jets. And everybody's going to pencil that in as an Eagle win, but I wouldn't be so sure about that. The Lions at Tampa Bay. So you see, you're laughing.
Well, and again,
well, that's good. We have our picks. I already know who you're going to take, and I'll take the other side. I'm just saying right now.
I know. Let's look at our pick'em records and decide which one do you want to follow.
Yeah, I'm catching up, buddy. It's fine. I'm creeping up there.
That's
for sure.
I had an awful week, and I still have a multiple game lead on you.
Maybe the best game of the week, Lions at Tampa Bay.
It might be because Baker Mayfield is playing really good football.
Yeah, well, he's eventually going to remember he's Baker Mayfield. Yeah, he will. San Francisco's got to play at Cleveland. Don't know if Deshaun Watson is going to play or not. He's still iffy.
You know, a game that I'm kind of sneaky excited for is Seattle at Cincinnati. Now that it looks like the Bengals might be back,
and there you go. That's a good one too. That's in Cincinnati, and how good are the Seahawks? They've played well. I think they're one of the teams that will have a say in who gets out of the NFC.
Again, I mean, you look at Ravens Titans because they don't know what to expect from either one of those.
Neither one of those, yeah.
In our Thursday night game.
Oh my gosh.
Chiefs Broncos here on 94.1, brought to you by Flight by Yingling. That one is going to be a
barn burner.
Might be.
I hope Patrick Mahomes puts up a 60 spot.
Me too.
On
my fantasy team would certainly appreciate that.
Jeez.
What's the line on that one?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Because that's when I might be.
You would lay the big points?
That might be 13.5, 14.5.
It's got to be up there, right?
It depends on where Taylor Swift is in the world. Is she going to be in Kansas City, or is she going to skip out? And how healthy is Travis Kelce?
Well, that's it. Although he did practice today. So it looks like he's going to play. That was the word on the street.
The word on the street.
Word on the street was
Joe with his ear to the ground.
Travis Kelce.
Exactly.
Hey, Joe Rappaport. Joe Woj bomb.
Yes. The Joe Woj.
Joe. What's the other guy? Schefter.
That's
Joe Shefty.
Cowboys 2-point favorites over the Chargers.
Cowboys are favored in that game?
By 2 over the Chargers.
Wow.
Well, look, the game's in LA. There'll be 83% Cowboy fans at that game.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
It's Cowboys home stadium to the west of us. That's what it boils down to.
Well, they had home field advantage against Arizona too, and that didn't do them much good.
The Arizona fans actually kind of showed up when they started winning.
Interesting.
I mean, that was an interesting game from the Arizona fans. You talk about good games. Our high school game of the week this week, energized by Hill Electric and Frost Bank. Undefeated Johnson.
Wow.
Against undefeated Reagan.
Couple
of 6-0 teams. 7 o'clock pregame kickoff at 7:30. That is going to be a fun one on Friday night for a high school game of the week. Reagan has 3 straight shutouts.
Wow. That will be a good one. Looking forward to that. It's out of Heroes?
Out of Heroes.
All right.
Are you asking that just so you know where to show up?
Exactly.
I got to figure out what I'm going to eat on Friday night because last time we were at Heroes, I had the worst Frito pie in the history of Frito pie.
Really? It was bad?
Oh, it was disgusting.
Wow.
I don't know. They got some like third string Frito chips to be in there that were left out for a couple weeks.
So the chips were stale?
The chips were stale. The chili was awful. It looked so bad. It looked so bad.
Wow.
And tasted worse than it actually looked. But Michael C. Wright, who works for NBA.com, he tweeted something like, and that chili looks like Beanie Weenie juice. It was and it was an accurate description. Now, last week out at Gus, man, I had the best Frito pie of the year.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm not getting another Frito pie at Heroes.
Well, maybe it was just a bad night. It was the Dallas Cowboys of the of the night.
You know, I will say Jeff Traylor used the term with us the other day about a 47-day-old hot dog, which is a great terminology. I would have rather had a 47-day-old hot dog than that Frito pie. I'm not getting another one at Heroes.
Wow. Well, what else do
I'm
they
going to
have?
break the streak at 6.
You may be able to get a 47-day-old hot dog at Heroes.
You know, I hope not. Or might have to go to Smoky Mo's Barbecue, get their Frito pie, and just take it with me.
There you go. That'll work.
Maybe I'll do that just to keep the Frito pie streak alive. Or just get the Frito pie to keep a streak alive, but have something else as a backup. Although that's kind of cheating the system, is it not?
Yeah, it kind of is. Just go for it. I mean, maybe it was a bad one. You got to get another Frito
Dude,
pie.
it ruined my Saturday morning. I ain't going to lie to you.
Give them a shot. I mean, they're just kids, Jason. Come on.
I don't think they're kids. I think it's the band parents. But is the concession stand food not all from the same place?
Did you say something bad about one of the teams? Maybe.
Probably at some
point.
point.
Here comes Minix. Dip from the other jar.
Oh, man. Do they have another jar?
Well, for you, they do, apparently.
Wemby's from another planet. His preseason debut last night was sensational. We're talking about it next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I got to tell you, though, about a celebration, a 67-year anniversary, and it's all with Woods Comfort Systems. And they want to say thank you. And for the month of October, they're saying thank you because they say if they install a state 40 or 50-gallon gas or electric water heater or a state tankless water heater, they're going to give you 0% for 18 months, a free 10-year parts and labor warranty, and your first annual flush for free. That's just their way of saying thank you. Woods Comfort System has been serving Central Texas for 67 years. You don't stay in business for 67 years and do it wrong. They can handle all of your plumbing needs, and, well, they promise competitive pricing on all the services. So don't delay. Call now to take advantage of the special right now because at Woods Comfort Systems, well, comfort is their middle name. Their phone number is 877-324-6902. That phone number again is 877-324-6902, or you can go to woodscomfortsystems.com. Call today for an in-home estimate. One more time, 877-324-6902.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. This Monday, it's the Cowboys and Chargers at 6 p.m.
Prescott in the gun, back looking, standing. Hurry up, throw the right flat, caught. Pollard, 25, 20 on the right sideline. Pollard streaks in. Touchdown!
Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chunk Law, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Snap into action this NFL season with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers get $200 in bonus bets, guaranteed when you place a $5 bet. That's $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action. The app is so easy to use. There's a wide range of betting options, spreads, player props, over-unders, and more. So visit FanDuel.com/win and kick off the NFL season. That's FanDuel.com/win. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
Must be present in a state where lawful to wager, must be 21 plus and present in select states. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino LLC. First online real money wager only, $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit fanduel.com/RG in Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Tennessee, and Virginia. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342 in Arizona, 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut, 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana, 1-800-522-4700 or visit KSGamblingHelp.com in Kansas, 1-877-770-STOP in Louisiana, visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland, visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net in West Virginia, or call 1-800-522-4700 in Wyoming. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelpma.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York.
Ever find yourself in a department store with a question, but you can't find anyone who actually works there, so you just wander? That's what it feels like when you call most banks. But at Frost, we have live customer service 24/7, so you can speak to a real human right when you call, every time you call. No phone tree, no bots, just help from a real human when you need it. It's about being there for you. It's about more than money. Frost Bank.
Football season means grilling season, and Five Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks is your one stop for all your tailgating and home gating needs. With one of the best grilling sections, Five Oaks Ace Hardware has a huge selection of Traeger, Weber, Big Green Egg, and Blackstone, plus all your grill accessory needs with over 300 spices and rubs, over 20 brands of charcoal, wood chips, pellets, and everything you need for tailgating or home gating. Five Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks near Jones Maltzberger.
Hi, Jason Minix here from the Blitz. Want to take a moment to tell you about advertising here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. We get this question quite a bit. Easiest thing for you to do is contact Morgan Harrison via email at morgan.harrison@alphamediausa.com. From there, she'll have one of our folks connect with you about how you can advertise right here on our station. And since Alpha Media is a full-service advertising company, whether it's digital advertising, one of our other radio stations, or even connected television, they'll get you taken care of. Happy connecting. The San Antonio Quarterback Club is celebrating their 76th year. The San Antonio Quarterback Club meets every Tuesday and is a proud supporter of Gridiron Heroes Spinal Cord Injury Foundation. This week's speaker is UIW head coach Clint Killa and former Cardinals coach, now Texas State head coach G.J. Kinney. Should be a great conversation that begins at 11 at the Corey Golf Club. The San Antonio Quarterback Club. For more info, go to saqbclub.com. That's saqbclub.com.
KTFM Floresville. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, your home for the Aggies. San Antonio's Sports Center.
All right, let's get you caught up on Major League Baseball playoff action. The Astros playing right now. It's game 3 of their ALDS with the Minnesota Twins. Right now, the Astros have a 5-0 lead, and they have just ended the 5th inning. The Texas Rangers go for the sweep tonight. They'll take on the Baltimore Orioles in Arlington. Hear that game right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, beginning at 6:30.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the 3rd time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. We'll talk more Cowboys and Dak coming up in 15 minutes. Charean Williams from Pro Football Talk will join us. But speaking of the Cowboys, I guess it was announced earlier. I just saw this on Twitter, although the tweet was made, the X made the post hours ago, that Post Malone, Raising Cane's, and the Dallas Cowboys have teamed up. I guess Posty is the owner of Raising Cane's, but he's in Jerry's pocket. So it's Cowboy themed. The drive-through, you go through a big star.
It really looks cool.
It does look cool. Are you the biggest are you a Raising Cane's fan?
I'm not against it, but I won't go out of my way. I'd say, I got to go to Raising Cane's. No. But if that's all that's there,
if
sure.
somebody goes and brings a box of chicken tenders here to the radio station, you're not going to turn it down.
I'm not going to turn it down.
But you're not saying, you know what I'm craving today?
Raising Cane's.
Yeah.
No, not happening.
Some of the comments on Twitter, Raising Cane's and the Dallas Cowboys. Over promises, under delivers.
No truer words have been spoken.
Good Lord. You know who delivered last night? Wemby.
He did.
Wemby in his preseason debut, a preseason game that people are talking about, people care about, people are interested. Jeff McDonald of the San Antonio Express News has a line in his article today about the preseason opener where he was going through everything. I got to find the line. Of course, the page refreshes just as I'm going there to look for it. But he uses the line, basically, if I can find it.
Had something to do with bejesus.
It did.
Wemby he played well last night, and I think he you watch it and then you look at Twitter or X or whatever we're calling it, and Spurs fans are excited, and rightly so. They should be. The guy's got some moves that no 7'3" dude should have, And he can shoot the three. I think he made a couple of threes last night.
It's almost not fair. And is Jeff McDonald right? Quote, that should scare the bejesus out of the rest of the NBA.
That's it.
When was the last time you read a line like that in your local paper?
Never.
I mean, I don't even know how to spell bejesus, but I'll trust Jeff got it right.
I'm sure he did.
It was fantastic. I was at a concert last night, Shine down in Papa Roach.
Papa Roach.
And so I'm looking at Twitter, seeing what's going on. I saw all the highlights. I didn't watch the game, but the highlights look incredible. And I really wondered, especially the first preseason game, what was Greg Popovich going to do? Like, would there be limited minutes, or is he running sets? And what it looks like, again, not watching the game,
right.
But as Wemby said, I think it kind of feels like Pop just sat on the bench and said, Wemby, go do you. And Wemby talked about it afterwards, that Pop's giving him and his teammates freedom right now.
I think he knows, what I've noticed is I feel like the role of a coach, a big part is to know when to give the freedom to the players. This is what I see, for example, during the timeouts. I know it's only preseason, but like we got great creators and great players on that team, and I see Pop. He only tells them the right amount of advice and stuff, and he lets them be creative. And I think it's a big part of the coach of the job in the NBA from what I've seen.
When you think about it, it makes perfect sense, especially in preseason. Let's see what I've got. Pop knows a bunch of those players that he has. But how do those guys fit in with Wemby? And how do they mesh? And what does he do with them? And, Wemby is a great distributor. So who is the guy or guys that he's going to play better with? Hopefully it's all of them, but there's going to be those guys that Wemby's going to like better than others, right?
Yeah.
So why not look out there, let them play, see what you got, while you can do that in preseason. And then you start to put a game plan together for game one of the regular season.
And it just, some of the things that we saw, and even said afterwards, I was freestyling out there.
Yeah.
The kid went out there. He was having fun. He was playing well. I think about this first summer league game, and, in this one, 20 points in 19 minutes, 5 rebounds, a block, 2 steals. Did have some turnovers, maybe dribbling a little too much. And of course, just his ability, like one of the highlights that I saw where he got beat, but he's so long, he just made up for it so quickly. It just didn't even seem natural.
Well, and the one block that he had, that was part of it. He got beat, but there were other times too, but he's just quick. For a guy that big and lanky, he's fast, he's quick, and he's just, he can recover very quickly. And I think it's going to surprise a lot of people that they play against, thinking they got around this dude, big guy, I beat him, and then all of a sudden that ball's in the second row.
One of the things, and I know I'm jumping ahead way too far, but seeing the video of Chet Holmgren and thinking about what Chet Holmgren looked like the last time I remember him, and a year in the NBA with the training staff that the NBA offers, the meals, the weightlifting,
right?
As we look at Wemby and think, man, we got to do something to help bulk him up, do different things. Can we legitimately project and say Wemby might be able to add muscle like that within the next year without changing his game? It seems fair, because you see that with a lot of young college kids, especially the 18, 19-year-olds. They've got to grow into their body, but Chet looked completely different.
Well,
I don't remember Chet looking like that.
He had a lot of time to lift. The guy was hurt early last season.
Yeah.
Right? And so he didn't play hardly at all. He bulked him up. But look, that's what we've been talking about. And I know we will run in the promo that we have right here on 94.1, Wemby talking about, everybody else should skinny up, but it's true. And I think, he said he gained 15 pounds between, being drafted and coming in here. And I think it's a good thing. Well, dude's 7'3". I mean, you and I gain 15 pounds, you're going to know it. He gains 15 pounds. No, you can't tell. But it's good. And I just think, obviously not too much. You don't want to mess with his quickness. But for a guy like that to put on a few pounds, I think was a good thing. And look, he can do some special things for a guy that tall. It's amazing and really unfair what this guy can do with his stature.
And again, first preseason game, Greg Popovich said, it was all good and all, but still got to work on your defense.
Oh, sure. I mean, there are things that, we corrected him on some things tonight, mostly at the defensive end. But that's expected for all new players. That's probably going to be the weak point of most players coming into the league.
Yeah, and I would think so, and maybe even more so with the Greg Popovich defense. But he'll get that. And again, I think he's got that advantage, Jason, the fact that he can just recover so quickly, even when he does get beat. He can recover, and he can do it very quickly.
I just appreciate everything about last night. And Jeff McDonald working scared the bejesus out of the NBA.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What a great line by Jeff McDonald. Now, the game was on Bally's. And I know a lot of us switched over to YouTube because of the NFL deal. Now, I kept DirecTV and just bought the YouTube package, but I heard from a couple people last night scrambling trying to find the game. You have YouTube, but you were able to watch the game on NBA TV,
yes.
But others said NBA TV had the game blocked out in San Antonio.
I don't know what happened.
It's computers, man. But
I mean, I'm not complaining, but I don't know what happened.
Well, but it's kind of weird now. Like last year, Spurs sucked. It didn't matter. This year, I think they're going to sell a lot of people on that $20 app, including Ryan Hagel.
No, I'm going to get it pirated somehow. Somebody's going to help me pirate this thing. And
at Joe Reinagel 210.
Because I'm not paying $20 for a Bally's app that works half the time.
Well, it might work more than half the time now that they got Wemby.
Why should they?
I mean, if they sell a lot of it, they better deliver on the product.
They're gonna collect their $20 from everybody.
I mean, you also said you weren't going to pay for the blue check mark on X.
Well, I had to have the tweet deck.
You have to have Wemby.
Well, maybe. I'll figure it out. And it won't cost me $20 a month.
And you would think that we would be able to turn that in and get reimbursed for it because it's our job.
You would think so.
You would think that our boss would come to us and say, guys, we'll make sure that you can watch all these games. You don't have it, we'll take care of it.
Yeah, pass out $20 bills every month.
You would think.
You would think.
Yeah, think they would have done that for YouTube too, but you would think.
You would think.
You would think.
Oh, my goodness.
Charean Williams from Pro Football Talk. We'll get to know what she thinks coming up next here on the Blitz. Fun talking about Wemby and thinking back to that night at the Roo Pub when the Spurs won the lottery. And then, a couple weeks ago, Wemby went into the Roo Pub because he wanted to see the place where the video that went worldwide and viral. You want to go watch a game, there's no better place than at the Roo Pub. And I'm guessing it's packed right now as the Astros are winning 5-0. The Rangers play later tonight. There's college football on tonight. No better place to go watch a game, watch an event, watch a fight than at the Roo with those 3 massive 170-inch screens, TVs all around. And when you show up at the Roo, show up hungry. Not only is it a great bar, they'd be a great restaurant if they weren't a great bar. The food there is fantastic. They got the biggest and best wings in town. I love their fried shrimp. The burgers are fantastic. About 15 different burgers on the menu, including the Wemby burger. Great salads. I'm told by James Pledger, who the other night didn't order a salad. He ordered corn dog bites. And my God, those things were good. Great appetizers, and that kitchen is open late till 2 a.m. every day with the full menu available. Yes, the corn dog bites. They're at the Roo Pub. I hadn't had them before the other night. They were fantastic. The Roo Pub has happy hour weekdays from 11 to 6. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch a game. The Roo Pub, right next to the Angry Elephant, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. This Monday, it's the Cowboys and Chargers at 6 p.m.
Prescott in the gun, back looking, standing. Hurry up, throw the right flat, caught. Pollard 25, 20 on the right sideline. Pollard streaks in. Touchdown!
Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chunk Law, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Mother's Window Tint, your car stereo and auto security headquarters. We've got a deal on window tint, and we've got a deal on car alarms too. You got to get to Mother's Window Tint right now, because if you do, it's National Pizza Month. And we're going to give you a free 18-inch one-topping pizza from Sophia's Pizzeria. That's right. Come get your windows tinted. Come buy an auto alarm. Get your stereo installed. And we're going to give you a free pizza. It makes going to Mother's Window Tint that much more special. All stores open Tuesday through Saturday in San Antonio, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. On the web at motherswindowtint.com. Like us on Facebook. Hey, I got an idea. Go to Mother's Window Tint today and get your windows tinted. Buy an alarm system and make sure you get a free pizza from Sophia's Pizzeria while you're there. Remember, do it at Mother's and save.
Exergen thermometers are the smart choice when selecting a thermometer. With children back at school, keeping them healthy is important. Got a fever? Stay home. To detect fever accurately at home, you need a clinically accurate, fast, and non-invasive thermometer. The Exergen thermometer is backed by over 100 clinical studies. Accuracy matters. Be smart and safe. Measure accurately with Exergen thermometers. Available at Walgreens and other participating retailers. Learn more at Exergen.com.
In business, service is everything. Cintas delivers what you need to better serve your customers. Whether it's freshly laundered work apparel for almost any job imaginable, tested and inspected fire protection systems, first aid and safety supplies, on-site AED training, or mops and restroom products, stocked and ready when you need them. Better work days happen together. So visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Looking for a fun way to win up to 25 times your money this football season? Test your skills on Prize Picks, the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projection for a wide variety of statistics, and place your entry. It's as easy as that. If you have the skills, you can turn $10 into $250 with just a few taps. Easy gameplay, quick withdrawals, and an enormous selection of players and stat options are what make Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. Ready to test your skills? Join the Prize Picks community of more than 7 million football fans who have already signed up. Right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. Just visit prizepicks.com/primetime and use code PRIMETIME. That's code PRIMETIME at prizepicks.com/primetime for a first deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy.
Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Bring smiles to all when shopping online with Dell Technologies Gift Guide. Whether it's for the artist, the entrepreneur, the student, or the streamer, you'll find the perfect gift for everyone on your list. Dell.com/gift guide makes gifting easy with a carefully curated selection of our best tech. Shop now to explore our innovative PCs like the XPS 13 laptop, powered by the latest Intel Core processors, plus this season's top accessories. Visit Dell.com/gift guide today to get a jump on your holiday gift list. That's Dell.com/gift guide.
My dad has a cold, but also has high blood pressure. That's why I got him Vicks DayQuil High Blood Pressure for max strength daytime relief. Unlike some ordinary cold medicines, it's specially formulated for people like my dad. DayQuil High Blood Pressure, sugar-free, alcohol-free, and decongestant-free.
Vicks DayQuil High Blood Pressure. The daytime, non-drowsy, coughing, aching, fever, sore throat, cold, and flu for people with high blood pressure.
Like my dad.
Medicine. Use as directed.
A psoriasis flare-up can make a walk in the park, well, no walk in the park.
It's that obvious, huh? I've tried so many lotions and creams, but I still have symptoms.
So those don't do enough to treat the inflammation beneath the skin, leaving you with those uncontrolled symptoms.
Makes sense, but what else can I do?
You can get real with your dermatologist so they can help you get clear. Make an appointment and, you're already on it.
Hi, yes, I'd like to make an appointment.
Get real clear about psoriasis at letsgetrealclear.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
O'Reilly. Protect your vehicle's engine with Syntec and O'Reilly Auto Parts. Syntec Premium Full Synthetic Motor Oil is formulated for today's engines to dissipate heat and friction and reduce wear. Get 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic and a MicroGuard Select filter for just $33.99. Limit supply. See store for details. Get Syntec only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Wednesday on R&R in the mornings, fallout continues. We'll hear from Jerry. We'll hear from you. What will it take to right the ship? Looking forward to the Chargers. It's Wednesday. It starts with W, and that's a Wemby day. We'll look back at a great opening night. Are we ready for Friday night? And when will Keldon and Jeremy make an appearance? Now back to the Blitz. Joe, I can see your tan lines.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1.
That was creepy.
San Antonio Sports Star. Well, you got a lot of sun in Cabo.
That was creepy.
You're the one with I could see where your sunglasses were on your face. That's what he was talking about. I hope. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Astros extend their lead now 6-0 over the Minnesota Twins. Let's talk Cowboys with the great Charean Williams from Pro Football Talk as she joins us here on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Charean, before we get into what happened on Sunday night, I just fast forward to Jerry Jones this morning on 105.3 The Fan.
Dak Prescott is a quarterback that can get us to the Super Bowl, and that's the way that's going to be. But I want to be real clear. Dak's very capable of making this team be where we want it to go.
Did he really say that after they got beat 42-10?
Yeah, I guess he did. They have strong faith in Dak Prescott and a belief in him that he can take them where they want to go. Haven't been there since 1995, as everyone knows, and they certainly don't look like a team that can get there this season, but it's a long season. As I told you guys after the first 2 games, when the Cowboys look so great, injuries happen, and injuries happen to every single team. And it depends on who that player is, what position it is, and what kind of depth you have behind that player. 49ers are going to have some injuries. They played 3 quarterbacks last year because they lost 2 quarterbacks to injuries during the regular season. So injuries are going to happen to them. So things change in this league, and they change really, really quickly. So while it doesn't look like the Cowboys are a Super Bowl contender right now today, they could be by the time the season ends. So there is still hope. This season's not over, certainly. And 1 game does not make a season in the NFL. So there's still time to get it together and figure out maybe how to beat the 49ers next time if it comes to that. But everything's got to be better if they're going to do that. Everything, not just Dak Prescott. That defense played horrendous. The play calling wasn't good. There was nothing about that game for the Cowboys that was good.
You know, Charean, and I know it was just week 5, and you talk about that, it's 1 game and all of that, but the Cowboys seem to put so much stock into that game. And they were talking about that this is not just another game, it's a measuring stick, all of that. How do you think that's going to affect this football team moving forward after what happened on Sunday night?
Well, I think it's good they have an extra day to kind of let that sink in, what happened, and kind of move on. But they really, really need this game big time on Monday night. Sorry, I'm really watching this baseball game.
now 6-1. Yeah.
Yeah. But they really need this game Monday night going in the bye week. You look at what's coming out of the bye, and it gets hard. And you don't want to be 500 going in the bye week with consecutive losses and trying to figure out where you go from here. So this, to me, is as big a must-win game.
And again,
I think the 49ers game was important from a mental standpoint to show that you can beat the 49ers, but it's gone. Move on. Next game is the Chargers. You have to win this game. And how much do you think Kellen Moore wants to beat the Cowboys?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, I think it could be back-to-back weeks where, like Nathaniel Hackett getting a game ball, and it's there. Kellen Moore wants this one. I just look at that Charger defense and wonder, can Dak finally get this offense on track? And obviously, Dak, and I've been taking a beating with it because I defend that guy, although we got playoff Prescott, which is not a good thing in another big game. But how much of this Do you look at Dak, or do you look and say the play calling isn't there, or the wide receivers that just aren't getting open? I know it's a team effort. The quarterback's going to take the brunt of the heat, but how much of this should be falling on his shoulders?
I think it's all of that. I think the play calling's got to be better. I think the blocking's got to be better. You had your first team offensive line in there for the first time in over a year since 2021, and I know CD Lamb is very, very frustrated, and he feels like he's getting open and not getting the ball. So sometimes you have to force things into your best playmaker, and he is their best playmaker, and you got to figure out a way to play. Sorry, double play.
Yep, there we go.
There you go.
A little play-by-play on baseball from the great, multi-talented Charean Williams here on the Blitz.
But you got to figure out how to get the ball to your best playmakers, and your best playmakers are Tony Pollard and CD Lamb. And I just wrote this today. I mean, 5 targets for CD Lamb is not enough. He made 4 catches on those 5 targets. It's no wonder he was frustrated. Tony Pollard needs to see the ball more. You've got to get the ball to your best weapons. And then I think they also, trade deadline's coming up. I think they need to, I know we've been on the same page with Jake Ferguson, but I think they need a tight end. And I don't know who that tight end is, but there's got to be somebody out there that you feel good about. That you can, maybe it's bringing Dalton Schultz back from the Texans, making a trade with the Texans. Maybe they give up something for him to bring him back. But I would look at adding a tight end, I think, to this offense. I think they're missing that, particularly in the red zone. They just don't have that weapon in the red zone. They miss Amari Cooper. He was really good in the red zone. They miss Dalton Schultz. He was good in the red zone. They miss Ezekiel Elliott. He was good in the red zone. They just don't have that red zone weapon. So, maybe you look at the tight end market and say, can we add a tight end to this offense to make us better? Brandon Cooks has done next to nothing, and I think has been a huge disappointment so far. Maybe you try to he has speed. We all know it. Try to get him down the field and do some things with him down the field. But, I think it falls as much on Mike McCarthy as it does on Dak Prescott. Call better plays. Get those guys open. If they're not getting open, get them open. If they are getting them open, then figure out what Dak Prescott's doing not to get him the football. His 3 interceptions, I'm not so worried about that because those came in the second half when the game was out of hand and you're trying to get back into the game. So he forced some things. I'm not concerned about the turnovers in that game. I'm more concerned about they were non-competitive when the game was in doubt. I mean, they just did not make the plays other than the 1 touchdown drive. They did not make the plays they needed to make to consistently move the football.
Charean, you talk about tight end, and I get what you're saying there. And fortunately for the Cowboys, they didn't have red zone problems this game because they didn't get into the red zone. But with Leighton Vander Esch going out, the Cowboys were already paper thin at linebacker. To me, if the Cowboys have a need and they need to find somebody, that linebacker position is what concerns me as they move forward.
Well, you're going to see Michael Parsons move back to linebacker this week. And I think that's going to be a good thing long-term for him. Look, he's the best defensive player in football, but he's not going to get to the quarterback every single play. And Trent Williams did an amazing job against Michael Parsons. If I'm giving MVP award to that game, it's not to Brock Purdy, it's to Trent Williams and what he did with Michael Parsons. It was incredible performance he had. But as a pass rusher, you're not getting to the quarterback every single play. So at linebacker, which he played mostly his rookie year, you can pick your spots to rush him. And they don't know where he's coming from. They don't know where he's lined up, where you're going to line him up and when he's going to come. So I think that's going to help them long term and help him. He talked about being worn down at the end of last season. He won't be worn down if he's playing more linebacker than at defensive end. So I think they're going to be okay there short term, and then you hope you get Leighton back fairly quickly after the injured reserve term ends after 4 games. You hope you get him back, but you can make a trade for a linebacker or find one who's out there who's a free agent. You probably make that move particularly for depth purposes to help out. But you're going to see Micah. I can almost guarantee you're going to see more of Micah at linebacker this week, and while Leighton Vander Esch is out.
Charean Williams from Pro Football Talk joining us here on the Blitz. Mozzie Smith, I expect more out of just being the draft pick that he was and where he was taken. 22 defensive snaps on Sunday, and quite frankly, I didn't remember the guy actually got into the game. And that was the most that he has had this year. is there something with him where they're bringing him along slowly, or is he just not the player they thought he was going to be when they drafted him?
Yeah, I think there's some concern there. I mean, you think back to Taco Charlton and same sort of deal. And
Do we just blame
you
Michigan?
think about, yeah, and well, you think back to Tristan Hill, same sort of deal. And Tristan was defensive tackle. And so I think there's definitely some concern there. A, that he can't get on the field, and B, when he is on the field, he doesn't make any plays, which is why he's not getting on the field. So 100%, I think there's concern there about, is he going to develop? Is he going to be what we thought he was going to be? And so far, he hasn't been that. Rookies have come in. I mean, you see it with Jalen Carter and how he's playing for the Eagles. And Will Anderson, rookies come in and can have a great impact on defense. We saw it Michael Parsons, his first year. We've seen a lot with the Cowboys. Teron Diggs, his first year. We haven't seen that with him, and I think that's a huge concern going forward.
And Schoonmaker's the same way, so maybe it is Michigan.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Well, I'll say this with Schoonmaker, though. He missed most of training camp and the off-season program. So I don't have as big a concerns with him simply because he hasn't had those reps in practice. So I give him a little bit of a break, but I'm with you. We do need to see more of him going forward at the time. I mean, that's when they drafted him after they lost Dalton Schultz, for him to play and make some of those plays. It's harder at that position to make an impact, A, right off the bat, and B, he just didn't have those reps in training camp in the off-season program.
Charean Williams from Pro Football Talk joining us here on the Blitz. I want to circle back to Dak Prescott for a moment. We know Jerry said today on the radio up in Dallas there on 105.3 The Fan that, Dak can be the guy that can get us to a Super Bowl. During our conversation, let's see, 1, 2, 3 text messages from friends of mine, and then some of the comments on YouTube, all complaining about Dak Prescott. We need another quarterback. Is Jerry just that sold on Dak Prescott, or because of his contract, he realizes he really doesn't have any option, so they got to do everything they can to put the pieces around Dak to cover up for his weaknesses?
I think it's a great question, and I think the way we find that out is if they extend Dak Prescott before next year. That's how we figure out exactly how they feel about Dak Prescott, because we all know salary cap hit next year is $59 million. The only way that you can change that number is by extending him. So do they just take the cap hit and say, all right, we're going to let him play out this deal. We can always franchise him if we need to. We can work on a deal in the offseason. Or do they say, we are totally and completely convinced that he is the guy moving forward, so we're going to commit to him another 4 years right now? And I think that's when that question is answered, because I don't have the answer to that question. I don't know that the Cowboys at this point have the answer to that question. I'm not sure they do. And I think they're going to let the season play out a little longer. And if they are totally convinced, then I think you start talking contract extension and go ahead and get that thing done before it rises even more quarterback salaries.
I know the $60 million cap hit tells me he'll get extended, and that's why I think Jerry just has to be, because there's no way out of this contract unless they just release the guy. Do you know what the cap number would be if they just released him? Which, by the way, I don't.
I haven't looked.
Yeah,
it's a great question.
Yeah, I don't think.
Question, and you can go on and look and figure that out. But I have not looked at it lately.
Yeah, I know it's massive. I don't see that being realistic, but. And
Right.
I've Googled and I'm looking at 4 or 5 different answers. None of them are even close to being the same. So I'm not really sure, but I know, and I don't see them actually doing that, but I know it's a pretty massive dead cap number if they were just to release him. And at 80 years old, I don't think Jerry wants to start over with another quarterback when he feels like he's a team that's.
Yeah, unless you see something out of Trey Lance and figure out he could be your quarterback of the future, which frankly is why they traded for him, because they felt like it was a low risk, high reward trade. And maybe it turns out that way, but they haven't seen enough of him yet to know. I mean, you don't get many snaps, many reps as the third string quarterback in practice. And he didn't have an off season with this playbook. So it's going to be a while before they even know that.
Charean Williams, follow her on Twitter, X at NFL Charean, read her at profootballtalk.com. Just don't tweet her right now during the baseball game. Astros leading 6-1 over the Twins in the bottom of the 7th inning. Charean, always appreciate the time. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. The great Charean Williams on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com. I think that's part of the problem.
He's just stuck with him, and that's sad.
And that's the reality. And quite honestly, most of my defense of Dak is just knowing that Jerry doesn't have another option. I mean, he's the guy because this contract says you can't move on from him. I mean,
What a mistake.
I mean, he needs to call that guy. Who's the commercial that's always doing the timeshare? I can get you out of anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Can that guy get him out of Dak Prescott's contract?
He
Because
needs to.
his contract's like one of those timeshare deals.
Well, she was right, though. This game Monday night is huge for the Dallas Cowboys.
Let's talk about it as we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. If you're having any issues at your house with your plumbing, your AC, there's one company to call, and that is Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC. 210-651-5899. That's what I had to do a couple of weekends ago. My wife walked in and said, hey, I was still asleep. She said, there's water all over the kitchen floor. So I pick up the phone, 210-651-5899. A little while later, they were at the house. They got everything fixed. That's what they do. That was on a Saturday, 24/7 at 365. When you have an issue, they'll get you taken care of. Their service trucks are fully stocked, and they have all the equipment needed for any job. No commission, sales reps. They'll provide estimates and second opinions, and they have a great experienced staff that has earned an A+ ranking with the Better Business Bureau. It's the 10th of October. At some point in the next, 60, 90 days, you're going to turn on your heater. You want to make sure that it's working right when you do. Quartermoon has great maintenance programs that ensures your unit is ready for every season. Call them 210-651-5899, 651-5899, or online at quartermoonplumbing.com.
This is Jim Roman. You are in the jungle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
When you need an electrician, Hill Electric is available to you 24/7 for residential and commercial needs. I've used Hill Electric for a variety of projects at my house. They do fantastic work and have for over 3 decades. Family-owned, Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. And the great part is it costs you nothing to figure out what it will take to get a project done, because there's never a service charge, and they always give free estimates. Call Hill Electric, 210-404-9074, 404-9074, or hill-electric.com.
Texas A&M football is on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday afternoon at 1:30. It's the Aggies and Tennessee in an SEC battle. Presented by Ewald Kubota, Just Pots, ABC Home and Commercial Services, The Angry Elephant, Airtron Heating and Air Conditioning, and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-330-2929. That's 800-330-2929. 800-330-2929.
Ever find yourself in a department store with a question? Can't he works there, so you just wander? That's what it feels like when you call most banks. But at Frost, we have live customer service 24/7, so you can speak to a real human right when you call, every time you call. No phone tree, no bots, just help from a real human when you need it. It's about being there for you. It's about more than money. Frost Bank.
Look around. You can find cars like these on AutoTrader, like that car riding your tail.
Or if you're tailgating right now, all those cars doubling as kitchens and living rooms are on Auto Trader too. Are you working out and listening to this ad at the same time? Well, multitasking pro, cars like the ones in the gym parking lot are for sale on Auto Trader. New cars, used cars, electric cars, maybe even flying cars. Okay, no flying cars, but as soon as they get invented, they'll be on Auto Trader. Just you wait. Auto Trader.
There's a whole lot of savings going on now at Staples. During Staples Sit-a-thon, you can save up to $150 on select office and desk chairs. And when you buy a chair, you save 25% on desks, storage solutions, and office accessories. Plus, your local Staples now accepts Amazon returns. And when you return an Amazon order at Staples, you receive a coupon for $10 off your next $30 Staples purchase. Now is definitely the time to save at Staples. Chair offer ends 10/28, in-store only. Exclusions apply on Amazon offer.
NCE General Contractors, based in San Antonio, is one of the fastest growing nationwide general contractors with a focus on commercial new construction, design build projects, building renovations, tenant finish outs, site upgrades, and building maintenance. NCE President Brian Ehrlich's a former Madison quarterback and proud to support high school football in San Antonio, building relationships first, then buildings that last. Learn more about NCE General Contractors online at ncegc.co. That's ncegc.co.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
It's the Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your shot at $50,000 nationally, while weekly winners locally get a $50 gift card to Five Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. At the end of the season, locally, the best overall record wins the San Antonio Grand Prize of $1,000 worth of tickets to any event from Awesome Tickets. Sign up today at sasportstar.com.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Tomorrow on the Blitz, we'll have UTSA UAB tickets to give away.
Nice, nice. It's going to be fun in the Dome Saturday night.
It really is. If you don't win your tickets this week, you can buy them at UTSAfootballtickets.com. I know Robin Rudy gave away a pair today. It's going to be a fun game on Saturday night, 7 o'clock, all day tailgating. And what I love about it is the UTSA now in the American Athletic Conference because, well, they play on Saturdays.
Yes.
Yeah, they left the Conference USA, and Conference USA is now a Tuesday, Wednesday night league.
Because there's college football tonight, right?
There's a couple of games on tonight and featuring Conference USA teams and tomorrow night.
Wow.
I mean, I know they're on national TV, which is why they do it, but my goodness.
Kind of screws up your week, doesn't it? I mean, it just doesn't seem right.
Well, whose week?
Tuesday night football.
Well, I want football all the time.
Well, I get
you
that.
can never have too much football.
I get
right?
it, but I mean.
But what are you going to do? Go home and watch Suits?
No.
All right, so there's college football.
Was it Louisiana Tech and somebody?
Well, Louisiana Tech.
That's what you said, wasn't it?
Well, I don't know what I said earlier.
It's exact. That's your problem, Minix. You don't know what you say half the time.
I always know what I say. Just recalling what I say.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Louisiana Tech against Middle Tennessee tonight.
See that?
That game that game starts in 18 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Later on tonight, Liberty against Jacksonville State. Well, you got Jacksonville State's 5-1. I saw them rally and beat Sam Houston State. Liberty's undefeated.
Are you cooking tonight? Are we going to come over and watch football?
Coastal Carolina against Appalachian State. Tomorrow night, New Mexico State against winless Sam Houston. And UTEP and Florida International. That's your Wednesday night.
Well, again, I'll ask. Are you throwing something on the grill? We're going to come over and drink some beer and eat barbecue?
It's possible because because I'll also have the Rangers game on. Or maybe I'll have the Rangers game on the radio because you'll be able to listen to it here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star coming up at 6:30 right after Extra Innings with Pledge as they go for the sweep.
Wow.
You like that?
I will watch the Rangers game tonight, yes. Maybe with the sound down.
Yeah.
Listen to the homers.
Plus you got 3 hot. Yeah, come on over tonight, Joe, because there's also a triple header NHL opening at night tonight.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
What do you mean you're not doing that?
I'll watch the Texas Rangers. That'll be good.
I mean, Tampa Bay already leading the Nashville Predators 1-0 in the second period. When did that game start? You got Chicago and Pittsburgh, and then the late game tonight on ESPN is the Seattle Kraken against the Las Vegas Golden Knights.
I think I'll go outside, pull up a lawn chair, and watch the grass grow.
You're such an ass sometimes.
That's what I'll do.
I think you'll get fined from the watering police if you're trying to watch grass grow this time of year. They're going to come and get you.
Dude, I don't know. Got home and the grass is green. You must have some good rain while I was gone. It's really nice.
We did have some really good rain. Was it Thursday? Thursday morning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, see that?
Yeah.
Very nice.
You should leave. I washed my car. It rained.
Yeah, well,
because it was in a forecast. I just wanted to make sure Bill Taylor was right for once.
You know, today was kind of a overcast, kind of yucky looking day.
Was it?
It was. At least when we came in here 4 hours ago. We can't see anything.
We're in a room with no windows. I don't remember it being yucky looking when I was driving in.
Well, it was cloudy. That's what I mean.
Oh, well, it is October.
Well, I get that.
I mean, we're almost at the point where we might have to wear pants.
I don't want to do that.
We're almost at the point where it becomes jeans and a half zip.
I don't want to do that.
Well, you can't be the guy wearing shorts and a half zip.
No.
You can go shorts and a hoodie, shorts and a long sleeve tee, but you can't go shorts and a half zip.
I won't do that. Now, according to my app, there's a chance of rain.
When?
Today. Intermittent rain for the next hour.
Really?
That's what it says.
All right, Bill Taylor.
And then all night long, rain, a chance.
Was there a chance of rain?
There's a chance.
Well, what's the chance?
My good friend Marcus Floyd just said it's raining now.
Raining where? Where is Marcus Floyd?
I don't know where the hell Marcus is.
Well, I mean, how do you not know?
Well, how do I not know?
Well, I mean, where's he at? Is he at 281 in Bitters? Is he at 410 in Petrenko?
Marcus, where the hell are you? Text me, will you? He's by the airport.
It's raining here at the radio station. Look at that. Got my car washed and we get rain.
How about that? Marcus is by the airport, by the way.
Well, so are we, sort of.
Kind of,
maybe.
A little bit.
Possibly.
Uh-huh.
We're by the flea market. Near the airport.
Yes, we are.
Who was it that came by the radio station the other day?
I don't know, Jason. Who was it?
No, but it was like, dude, I had no idea there was a radio station here. I go to that flea market and I'm like,
somebody just popped in to say, wow, I didn't know
no, they were here for something.
Oh.
I just don't remember what it was.
No. Okay.
And apparently there's a really good restaurant inside the flea market.
Really?
Yes.
I had no idea.
Me neither. I've worked here 15 years. I've never been inside that place.
Well, we may have to try it.
Well, yeah, no, Ernie was, they were eating, some really big burgers. I mean, they were like, yeah, no, they're too big to eat. So they were sharing it, Ernie and Ramon and something else.
Apparently, it's raining all over town, according to Jack Vincent.
Dude, we're in a room with no windows. I have no idea.
And we're a couple of goobers.
But you love us.
You know, goober is a lot nicer than I probably would have said if I was posting.
Who would have thought you would have heard the words goober and bejesus today?
You know, it's been a great day, hasn't it?
Jeff McDonald would use
Goober.
bejesus and goobers in a sentence.
Yeah.
Right? He would. So to answer your question, if it's raining all over San Antonio, I'm probably not going to fire up the grill when I get home.
Okay, well, that sucks.
It does suck. But if you have fired up your grill lately, you took pictures of that meat on your grill, upload them to sasportstar.com, the Grilling with the Blitz page. And on Thursday, Joe will judge your meat and somebody will get a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market, Sebner Road location.
Like Thursdays,
Mhm.
Judge and Meat.
You know, Jerry Jones says a lot of things.
He does.
And it will be interesting to see what Steven tells us on Thursday
Right.
when he joins us at 4:30. And I'm more curious, Mike McCarthy on Friday morning when he joins Rob and Rudy, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. Because Coach McCarthy isn't getting tacos this Friday.
No.
You know, the morning guys, they only send tacos to the coach in the quarterback room after wins. And quite frankly, after a 42-10 loss, I think Mike McCarthy needs to send some breakfast to the afternoon show in San Antonio. Not the morning show, the afternoon show.
That's a great idea.
By the time it gets delivered, we should have a pizza party. I hear a commercial. It's like Pizza Party Month or something, right? Like you should get on the phone with the guys over at Mellow Mushroom and send us a pizza.
I think it's a great idea.
Do something, right? Because he owes us all for that. Yet, Jerry Jones stays so committed to Dak Prescott.
Unbelievable.
Jerry hears everything.
Yeah.
Jerry knows that everybody is out on Dak Prescott, except for those inside the building. And even inside the building, you wonder. Dak's a fine quarterback in the regular season. Playoff Prescott is what we saw Sunday night against San Francisco.
Yeah.
And that should scare the hell out of Jerry Jones, especially knowing that you're looking at extending this guy. Yet, Jerry Jones goes on 105.3 The Fan today and says Dak Prescott is the guy and is always going to be the guy.
Dak Prescott is a quarterback that can get us to the Super Bowl, and that's the way that's going to be. But I want to be real clear. Dak's very capable of making this team be where we want it to go.
Well, we'll
I
see.
love you, Dak.
Was that Jerry or was that me?
Uh-huh.
That's Jerry, and that's an impression of Jerry Jones. I love you, Dak.
Mm-hmm.
You're the greatest.
Yeah.
Uh,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I do think a big part of that is the contract.
mm-hmm.
And Jerry doesn't really have another option without taking a major loss. And this isn't a business transaction because of the salary cap that you can just cut your losses and move on like it could if he had a bad real estate investment. You know what?
Exactly.
I mean, you just can't do that with the salary cap, especially with all the other big contracts on this team. They're not in a rebuild phase where, all right, we'll have some dead money. It doesn't matter. In 2 years, we're going to be fine. I think that's a big part of it is, you know, he is stuck. There's nothing that he can really do without eating a bunch of money. And if you think Trey Lance is the answer, at some point, somebody's got to pick up his fifth-year option. You can't do that and have 30, 40, 50, whatever the number is for Dak Prescott's dead cap money. And even so, if you're thinking it could be Trey Lance, the contract doesn't make sense.
Well, then that's the thing, and you're not going to know, right? I mean, we saw Trey Lance from what he did in San Francisco, what he didn't do. And for the Cowboys, you're not going to know until it's time to pay that thing. So, you know, I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's and you start looking at it and you go, what are you able to do? Where are you going to go if you're the Dallas Cowboys? And there's not much. And now you've got injuries that are starting to pile up for the Dallas Cowboys. Let's do our injury update powered by the Sports Institute at TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Dr. David Espinosa joining us now. And Doc, you look at Leighton Vander Esch, another neck injury. He's dealt with so many neck injuries. And this one, they're not releasing a lot of info, but how concerned should the Cowboys be about not only him playing this year, but maybe career ending?
Well, it's definitely going to depend on the severity. You know, like you mentioned, he's had some issues with the neck in the past, and so kind of depending on the severity of this new injury, if it's exacerbation of one of the old injury, or just something new altogether. So I'm sure they're going to be doing quite a few more imaging and new evaluation to kind of see what he looks like for this season, but also, like you said, beyond.
Yeah, that's tough and a tough blow for him, no doubt. Another Cowboy, the cornerback C.J. Goodwin, left pectoral muscle is torn. Now, what exactly? I mean, I would assume that limits a lot of things that you can do, but how severe is that injury?
So it typically ends up being a season-ending one for most football players. Whether you think of that pec muscle, right? We kind of think of it with bench press, but we really also use that muscle to kind of reach across your body. And so you can imagine if you're trying to pull or yank or shed a block or get a pass or catch a pass, reaching up and out to the side. I mean, all that can be fairly painful. And so for them to continue to perform at a high level, typically surgery's the end all be all for that. So that way they come back to the same level that they were.
When you think about a high ankle sprain, I think most of us by now know high ankle sprain, you're out for several weeks. Kevontae Turpin is all about speed. And they believe to have a high ankle sprain. So that would be 2 to 3 weeks, typically speaking. But there was some talk he might be able to go this week. How do you determine whether it's a high ankle sprain or just an ankle sprain?
Yeah, so there's multiple ligaments to the ankle, and so the lower ankle ligaments, those are kind of found just down behind it's called the lateral malleolus, so that little bony knob on the outside part of your ankle. There's a couple of ligaments that attach right there. Those are the ligaments that we term the lower ankle ligaments, right? And so when we think of a minor sprain, we're already thinking of those ligaments. But just above that, a little bit higher up, there's another ligament that forms part of the roof of the ankle joint. And so if it's, obviously providing more stability and support through the ankle joint itself, and that's why those high ankle injuries tend to be longer recovery, and then they tend to take more precaution with those just because it is a supportive structure for the ankle joint. And so you can imagine cutting, pivot, twist, running, and just pushing off in general really loads that ligament and that joint.
Dr. David Espinosa, always appreciate the insight and information. Our injury update powered by the Sports Institute at TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. They are online at tsaog.com. More on the Cowboys. Lost to San Francisco, the upcoming game Monday night against the Chargers, as we continue on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. And as you think about football season, you want to make those games more entertaining, more exciting, make sure you go download the Underdog Fantasy app or go to the website, underdogfantasy.com. And I've never seen them do a deposit match like this before. Promo code STAR when you sign up. Underdog will double your first deposit up to $500. So if you deposit $500, you're playing with $1,000. Deposit $250, $500. You see what I'm saying? I've never seen the deposit match that high. So go sign up. Underdog Fantasy, promo code STAR, plus new customers will have a special mystery special pick live in their Pick'em lobby. And I love playing the Pick'em game. You pick between 2 and 5 players to build your entry. And all you have to do is go with and select whether you think they're going to be higher or lower the predicted stat line. You could win up to 20 times your money in a single game by going 5 for 5. It is fantasy, but you can win real money, and it's legal in Texas and a ton of fun. And again, right now, Underdog will double your first deposit up to $500 when you sign up using my promo code STAR at underdogfantasy.com or their easy-to-use mobile app. Must be over 18 and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Take advantage of that deposit match up to $500. Promo code STAR for Underdog Fantasy.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Follow Jason at Jason Minutes and